In raucous Raleigh, North Carolina, it is Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Montreal Canadiens and the Carolina Hurricanes. What a start to this series it was for the road team 2 nights ago in Game 1 after Carolina scored just 33 seconds in. Montreal responded by scoring 4 goals in less than 11 minutes and rolling to a 6-2 victory on the road to draw first blood in the series, to hand the Hurricanes their first loss of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Now it's Game 2. Carolina backed into a corner. Their backs against the wall for the first time in these playoffs. Can they come back and defend home ice and secure a Game 2 win and a split from the first 2 games of the series? Hello, one and all. I'm Matthew Owens. Welcome to Raleigh. Thanks for having us in as we get ready for Game number 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. The Canadiens came in as the decided underdogs in this series, without a doubt, but they overwhelmed the Hurricanes in Game number 1 on Thursday night. Montreal, this scrappy team throughout the postseason that has been able to just get by, playing 7 games in each of their first 2 series, but we all know the talent that this Montreal team has. It was on full display in Game number 1. Jacob Slavin, one of the biggest and most important players on this Carolina Hurricane team, and has been for many years. He was an Olympic gold medalist in Milan this winter. He shouldered a lot of the blame for the Hurricanes' defensive efforts on Thursday night. He and Rod Brind'Amour, the head coach, not only expect a better performance tonight, but demand a better performance tonight, because it's mostly the feeling that if Carolina were to lose a second straight game at home to start this series, then their season would just about be on the brink. Just about ready to go. Carolina and Montreal, Game 2 of this Eastern Conference Final. No goaltending changes. Jakub Dobiš, the 24-year-old from Czechia, gets the start. His win on Thursday night put him 4-0 on the season against Carolina, regular season and post. He is now in the playoffs. Dobiš compiled a record of 9-6 with a goals against of .248. Meanwhile, Freddie Anderson, who had not given up more than 2 goals in a game the entire postseason, gave up 6 on Thursday night in Game 1. His first loss, their first loss of the postseason. He's 8-1 with a goals against of .151 and a save percentage of .932 for the Great Dane from Denmark, now at 36 years of age. Bunch of chaos behind the scenes. Nothing new here. We just started the chaos quicker than we normally do tonight, but we are ready to go here in Raleigh. JT to join throughout the night as Montreal in their road white, blue numbers, red trim. Carolina wearing home black, white numbers, red trim. And we get ready to go. And it's time to drop the puck in Game number 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Logan Stankoven wins the opening face-off for Carolina. It's the second line for Rod Brind'Amour that starts the night. And into the Montreal zone, Jackson Blake backhanded it through the blue paint. Logan Stankoven on the receiving end could not direct it goalward. Montreal gets the puck into Carolina territory. Alex Newhook, first one to it out of the far corner, but Keandre Miller takes it away, and here's Carolina in their defensive zone. 33 seconds in. That's how long it took for Carolina to score the opener on Thursday night. Keandre Miller drifting back in the Hurricanes' defensive zone to our right. Skates forward and out to his left from the near red line. He'll slash it in out of the far corner. Backhanded in back of the goal. We're turning with it. Nikolai Ehlers tried to hand it off in deep. It's taken away. Nick Suzuki off the far half wall of his defensive zone. Plays it back to Jaden Struble, who played so well in Game 1 Thursday night. Around the near boards, Juraj Slafkovsky out to center. Right wing over red over blue. Slafkovsky on his off wing out of the right circle takes it in back of the goal. Centering pass intercepted and brushed out to center by Jordan Martinook. Ehlers a diagonal feed over the line. Carolina's across, offside. Hurricanes were a perfect 8-0 in playoff play, as you likely know by now, prior to their Game 1 collapse here at home to Montreal on Thursday. A sweep of Ottawa in the first round, a sweep of Philadelphia in round 2. But they gave up 6 goals in the opener of this series. Neutral zone face-off win by Carolina. Shane Gostisbehere punts it in deep, near corner to the right of Dobush. Moved from below the goal line and out by Montreal. Over the line of the left wing comes Josh Anderson. Applies the brakes and waits for help. Sends one towards the net, wide of Freddie Anderson, glove side. Puck is free outside the near circle. Andrei Svechnikov dueling along with Alexandre Carrier. Puck is held in at the line from the left point. Puck's into the front. Gostisbehere read it, and Carolina is out to center. Andrei Svechnikov chops it into the Montreal zone to our left. Sebastian Aho out of the near corner. Takes a hit, puts it behind the net. Seth Jarvis out of the far corner. He'll cycle it in deep. Montreal is there to take it away. Carrier out of the near corner. He'll skate forward up the near wing from the red line. He'll drive it in. Anderson could not stop it. Mark Jankowski gets to it off the far wall, and here comes Carolina forward. Right wing, it's Carrier. Over the line into the Montreal zone. He gets double-teamed, and the puck gets taken away out of the far corner. Jankowski and Kirby Dock dueling for the puck. Comes around this way to a pinching in Jacob Slavin around to the far corner. Jankowski to the middle. Carrier shot deflected. Score! Robinson in the right place at the right time. Directs Carolina to another opening goal. Eric Robinson has his second of the series already. The puck moved out of the corner by Jankowski for a shot in the slot by William Carrier that didn't get a lot behind it. But Eric Robinson was cutting through the slot, got his stick on the puck. Dobush did not read it. He was sliding left to right. And Carolina gets exactly what they needed, the opening goal again. Now Montreal had an instant response in Game 2. Off the face-off in the Montreal zone, Struble will lob it out to center. Bouncing puck into the Carolina end. First one to it, Sean Walker had it knocked away by Alex Newhook. Newhook out of the corner. Carrier runs into him and digs the puck free up the far wall, and it slid out to center. Taylor Hall left wing and over the Montreal line. Hits the brakes, backhands it into the middle. Chance here, Stankoven with a backhander on goal. Stopped by Dobush, who got big. From behind the net, Lane Hudson for Montreal up the far wall, not out. Turned over out of the far circle. Evans takes it right back from Jackson Blake. Montreal will start again. Instant pressure here from Carolina. Very similar to the Game 1 start, albeit when they scored 33 seconds in Carolina, Montreal had a response only about 25 seconds later. Hudson snaps it through center. Puck into the Hurricane zone to our right. Reversed out of there by Jacob Slavin. Montreal will start again from their defensive zone. Alexandre Carrier from behind the net, watched by Carolina captain Jordan Stahl. Carrier will slap it out to center off a stick. Jalen Chatfield will run it down to the Hurricane zone to our right. Pressurized by the Montreal forecheck. Around the foreboard, Slavin gets it out to center. Nikolai Ehlers lead feed to Jordan Martinook over the line. A drop of the right circle. Hopped over the stick of Ehlers. Taken away by Slavkovsky. Knifed on out to center. Taken by Shane Gostisbehere. Turned back over to Caulfield, and then Gostisbehere got it back. He'll cruise through center and guide it forward for Aho. Over the line. Hits the brakes in the high slot and hands it off for a shot by Nikishin. Blot. Ricocheted back to him out of the left circle. Nikishin in deep. A shot on the short side. Shielded by Dobush. Puck chipped off the near window, not out. Aho holds the zone, sends it rink wide. Now in the high slot, Nikishin, long wrister stopped. Rebound, Jarvis deflected into the blue paint. Came back to Jarvis again. Cross crease for Gostisbehere. It couldn't find his stick, but he holds the zone, but then turns it over on his D-to-D pass. It's taken away by Texier, who gets it in deep. Handled to the far boards by Freddie Anderson, and out to center comes Svechnikov with great speed. Right wing over the line to drop Jarvis a shot. Blocked by Mike Matheson. Seth Jarvis in back of the goal. In the trapezoid, wrestles the puck to the far corner where he gets it quickly back. Jarvis up the far wall for Jankowski. Knocked away by Deneau. Gathered by Dobson. Up the far barrier, not out. Held in by Svechnikov behind the net. Tries a lacrosse move, and he did not get it on goal. From the near corner, Noah Dobson up the far wall, gets it out. Boy, this would have That would have exploded the crowd had he scored a lacrosse goal. Meanwhile, Montreal forward into the right circle, Anderson. He'll cycle it in deep below the goal line, get it back on a return. Shot off a stick, caroms along to the far boards. William Carrier for Carolina, pressured by Oliver Kapanen of Montreal. Puck squirts out rink wide, and the Hurricanes are out to center with it. Chipped over the line up the left wing side. Robinson out of the corner. He'll swing it around to the far corner. Low to high play. Point was vacated. Comes all the way out to the red line where Nikishin, just jumping onto the ice, gets to it and swats it in. 6 minutes gone. Carolina has the first 4 shots on goal. They lead 1-0. Here's Montreal back the other way. Over the line is Hudson. Drops it to the left wing. Diagonal feed did not get to the receiver, Kirby Dach, cleanly. Carolina back the other direction. Blake over the line, try to drop for Stahl. Taken away by Zach Bolduc. Now Kirby Dach over the line, far left wing. Pressurized and knocked away by Jalen Chatfield. Bolduc will take the puck all the way to the far corner. Peering over his right shoulder to get a look at it is Freddie Anderson. Below the goal line, it's available. Bolduc, Chatfield, Slavin, and Dach all in the vicinity of the puck. Pie slice to the right of Anderson. Bolduc finally gets a handle of it. Plays it up high, gets it on a return far half wall. To the high slot, Carrier a shot. Ricocheted through traffic. Wheel around shot in the high slot by Caden Gooley. Didn't make it through. And it's twisted out up the near wall and down. Icing is called against Carolina as Nikishin tried to clear. Long stretch without a whistle, and Andrei Svechnikov tried the lacrosse move, and boy, alert to it was Dobish as he goes from his right to his left, but Svechnikov never got it on his stick completely and was not able to handle it on goal. We've seen him score the Michigan or the lacrosse goal, however you want to put it. Defensive zone face-off win for Carolina. Slavin elevated it up and out. Puck will tumble down below the goal line to the left of Dobish, but icing is not called. Mike Matheson has to play it. Jordan Martinook turns him back at his own blue line. All the way back behind the net now, Matheson. Holds there behind the net in back of Dobish. He'll slice it out up the right wing side through center. Losing the handle to it was Nick Suzuki. Hurricanes with a steal. Forwarded up the left wing side and in deep. Mark Jankowski out of the far corner to the left of Dobish. Got tied up by Matheson. Puck into the air. Jankowski tried to paw it down. Puck up the far boards in Montreal. Has it coming back the other way. A lead feed over the line. Slavkovsky dangles in the slot. Played it from the left circle. And a feed to the front. Looking for Cole Caulfield at the back door. Never got to him. Hurricanes clear. Puck off the near boards in neutral territory. Back into the Montreal zone. It's taken by Noah Dobson. Dobson, the former New York Islander from Summerside, Prince Edward Island. He'll snap it through center, and it's deflected and stolen by Carolina's Seth Jarvis over the line of the left wing side. Hits the brakes, deposits it in the near corner. Andrei Svechnikov got tied up there by Jake Evans. Aho comes away with the puck. To the perimeter he goes. At the line, hands it off. Chatfield, a long wrister, stopped by Dobish. Rebound ricochets to the far corner, picked up in deep by Slavin. Play is stopped as the net has become dislodged in behind Dobish. They have taken one of the shots on goal away from Carolina, but now they've put it back on. That does happen from time to time. So shots on goal are still 4-0 in favor of Carolina. Not yet 9 minutes into the game, and are we going to get a penalty here or not?
TV timeout?
Nope, it's a timeout on the ice. I think some Carolina fans were wanting a penalty for Dobish removing the goal. Wow, which he did. Yeah, Dobish. That was pretty obvious that Dobish knocked the puck off, knocked the net rather off its moorings. So we'll stay right here. Thought I heard TV timeout, but perhaps not. Now you do have a linesman going to the scorers over here at the penalty box doors. Not sure what they're trying to get straightened out there. As Marty St. Louis looks on, the Montreal head coach, along with Carolina's Rod Brindamore. Face off to the left of Dobish. Hurricanes win the draw. Puck sent towards the near circle. It's intercepted by Ivan Demidov. The other way, he comes right wing, hits the brakes, drags to the slot, and he had it knocked off his stick by a diving Taylor Hall. Behind the net, it was handled by Evans, but we've got a penalty upcoming now for sure. Play is stopped. Demidov and Keandre Miller going at it a bit after the whistle, and those two have to be separated. Miller, who Carolina acquired in the offseason from New York. Kinds of games they acquired him for to bring some extra toughness to the playoffs. Stoppage on the ice here, and now we'll get our timeout with 11.5 left in period 1. It's a 1-0 lead for Carolina. We'll bring JT into the conversation for the first time. Hello, JT.
Who's he? Hello. I am enjoying life. I am enjoying life so much that I thought I wasn't going to get to bed until like 4 a.m. But since this started an hour earlier, I'll go to bed an hour earlier. Please, NHL gods, no overtime. Thank you. However, Banana Ball does go until like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. my time anyway. So I am not sorry, party animals. I'm sorry, Indianapolis Clowns. I'm not staying up for your game. It's on ESPN right now.
Is it?
Yes. The Bananas and Tailgaters in Knoxville with 101,000 fans.
Wow.
Because why not? Believe it or not, they've got over 100,000 fans, but it's not their biggest game because they had one with 102,000.
Well, of course they did.
At College Station.
Don't tell that to Seth. That'll start a Texas A&M and Tennessee conversation that we don't want or need.
And let's get distracted by Geico on our screen. There we go. Look at that. Oh, was that just a backflip? Okay, what is happening?
Play set to restart here.
We also have, Matthew, we have 2 horrendous crashes episodes.
Oh my goodness. Montreal
but
does
we also
indeed
have one of my own.
Well, that'll be so exciting. Montreal does indeed have a power play, and they win the offensive zone draw. Puck sent to the front off the face-off. Suzuki could not get it goalward, and Carolina clears all the way down. Logan Stankoven, the one sent to the box. And Montreal on the power play. Lane Hudson from his own blue line drops it off, and Nick Suzuki, the Montreal captain, through center, feeds it off the right wing. Caulfield, wide of the dot on the circle, tried to thread one towards the middle. It was knocked down by the stick of Jacob Slavin, who gets it up and out. Quarter of the way through this Montreal power play, which in the postseason is clicking at a 24% clip, 13 of 54, but the Carolina penalty kill is at better than 95%. Suzuki through center, over the line of the left wing, tried to whack it down the wall. That was absorbed by Jarvis, not out yet, now it is, and Sebastian Aho brings it right wing and over the line. Carolina can attack shorthanded. Miller snaps it low to high. Ehlers puts it in deep. Dobish stops it in the trapezoid and moves it along to the near corner for Demidov. The penalty on Stankoven was for interference as he collided into Caden Gooley and shrugged him off. In the Montreal zone, Alexandre Texier on the puck. Both teams changing. Texier now starts skating forward over the line, drifts left, shoots it into the open corner, near side Doc. Low to high Dobson, back in deep. It misses the stick of Newhook. Out of the far corner, Slavin up, not out. Puck goes rink wide off a deflection to the near boards. This time the Hurricanes get it out with 24 to play on the Montreal power play. Past the midway point of the first period, Canadiens do not have a shot on goal for the game, as you see. Texier through center, crosses the red line and diagonals over blue. Doc could not handle cleanly. Carolina the other way. Short-handed Robinson on the left wing. A shot on the short side, shielded and held by Jakob Dobish. And that will likely bring it into the Montreal power play as they'll have a defensive zone draw with just 6 seconds left on it. Carolina with better opportunities shorthanded than Montreal had on the man advantage. As Robinson put that one on goal. Already a goal tonight for Robinson and 2 in the series. He's starting to feel it. That second line, of course, has been so dominant for Carolina to this point in the playoffs, both against Ottawa and Philadelphia. Face-off to the right of Dobish. Jake Evans on this face-off against Taylor Hall. Clean win for Evans. Out of the near corner, Caden Gooley dealt it around to the far boards for Anderson. He'll bring it back up. Out of the box is Carolina's Logan Stankoven, and it's 5 skaters aside. Canadiens into the Carolina zone. Out of the far corner, Evans gets smushed into the boards by Gostisbehere. It becomes a board battle. 2 Canes and 2 halves. It squirts free to the line, and the Hurricanes are on it, but stumbling while getting out to center with it was Carolina's Jackson Blake. It's turned over. Montreal over the line of the left circle. Puck sent towards the net, blocked. Carrier from the far half wall sends it along the dasher. Hard around this way. Hurricanes can't clear. It's held in by Gooley. Tossed across to the left circle. And a shot to the front. They score! Josh Anderson on a redirect in front. And the Canadiens score on their first shot on goal, much like happened in game number 1 on Thursday. Josh Anderson in front with a redirect, and Montreal draws level. It's a perfect pass through the slot that came right to Anderson off the stick of Philip Deneau. And Montreal has tied the game. It's 1-1. It looks like it may have taken a deflection off the Hurricanes' rookie defenseman Nikishin as well. Off Anderson and then off Nikishin and past Anderson. Play restarts. Montreal wins the face-off, and Slavkovsky gets the puck out to center. Driven back into the Montreal end to our left by Nikolai Ehlers out of the near corner. Noah Dobson hands it off. It's chipped up the near wall by Matheson. It took a very kooky deflection all the way to the far side, and now Matheson again clears out to center. Over the line, right wing Ehlers all the way across, looking for Jordan Martinook. It never got to him. Ehlers paws it down out of the near corner to the left circle for Martinook, and then shot high to low by Nikishin. Out of the far corner, Stahl into the trapezoid for Martinook. Hassled by Matheson in front. Stahl, a shot. Oh! Hit the goalpost! Carolina fans erupted with emotion. They thought that Stahl had scored, and it goes off the goalpost to the right of Dobish and stayed out. Puck behind the Montreal net here. And the Canadiens will start out to center. Jaden Struble skates up the left side to the red line and shoots in all the way around towards the near corner. Puck dealt up the near wall, misses Sebastian Aho, taken back into the Canadian zone by Lane Hudson. Off the far boards by Oliver Kapanen and touched into the Carolina end. Anderson will handle it. Paddled along towards the near wall. Sebastian Aho sneaks in to grab it. Aho skates out to center diagonally through neutral territory. Svechnikov over the line of the right wing. He'll circle the track and back of the goal. Comes out to the left circle, tried to flip one towards the point for Walker. It was knocked away by the stick of Hudson and comes out to center. Miller over the line up the middle. Directs it to the left circle, Seth Jarvis. Hits the brakes in the corner boards. Kirby Dock gets the puck away from him. Picked up on the near wall. Evans out to center for Montreal. Gains the red line and tries a self-pass into the near corner to the left of Anderson. Gets tied up by Shane Gostisbehere. Dug out of traffic by Miller to the line, not out. Carrier, long wrister. Blocked in traffic. It bounced around between the circles, and it was backhanded wide of the goal by Evans. Out of the near corner now. Behind the net, it's taken by Demidov. Tried to shovel one to the front off a Carolina stick. Deflects to the line. Carrier back in deep. High to low for Newhook. Taken away from below the goal line by Jacob Slavin. Lobbed out to center by Sebastian Aho. Bouncing puck picked up by Carrier the other direction, and he backhands it wide of Dobish. Out to the left point. Slavin rifles it right back in. Out of the far corner, Philip Deneau. Puck into the front. Never got to a Hurricane stick. Comes back into the high slot. Chatfield, long wrister. Blocked by Alexandra Carrier. And dealt out to center. Jalen Chatfield reaches it for Carolina in the defensive zone. Tried to turn it corner to corner for Slavin. It was turned over. Slavin got it back anxiously and escalated it out. Matheson to run it back down for Montreal in the defensive zone. Under 6 minutes to go first period. Matheson behind the net, pressurized by Hall, who swung his body at him. Matheson will knock it out to center. Intercepted by Nikishin. Helped along for Hall. Right wing and dealt in. Taken back by Dobson below the Montreal goal line. Off to the far corner, Philip Deneau. Pressurized by the Carolina forecheck. He'll frisbee it out to center. From the near red line, Gostisbehere knifed it away from Texier. Deneau rolled it right back into the Canadian zone. It's out to center. Steered back into the Carolina end and reversed back out quickly. Stankoven's over the line. High slotted drop for Ehlers. Back to Stankoven, a swing and a miss. Out of the right circle. He gets it back and tracks it down into the near corner for Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers off the near half wall, comes to the middle. Lays it off for Nikishin. His shot from the point was blocked by Texier. Ricochet to the far corner, Stankoven. Hands it off for Nikishin. Sends it down the far wall to the corner. Texier intercepts. Nikishin supplies a big hit to get the puck back on the forecheck. Texier got a piece of the puck and backhanded it into the trapezoid. Canadiens cannot clear. Stall from the near half wall in deep for Blake. He gets tied up by Lane Hudson, the 21-year-old. Puck into the air, and a penalty upcoming as play is stopped. This will be against Montreal. Can finally stop talking. So Carolina will be on the power play in just a moment. They very well could be in front. Jordan Staal with a shot hard off the goalpost to the right of Dobush. Carolina fans behind the net leapt up thinking they had scored, but Staal denied by the pipe. And this will be a Carolina power play, their first of the game. Jaden Struble will be sent away for roughing, as he got a big piece of Svechnikov.
More importantly, Matthew, 101,000 people dancing to Hey Baby on my screen right now. What an incredible sight.
Oh, God, I thought I'd never be able to stop talking through it. I feel like that whole stretch of play didn't have a whistle.
It seemed that way, yeah. There's the Vols softball team doing Hey Baby. Look at that. There we go. Oh, incredible scenes. I'm getting here that there's no penalty on my screen.
Okay, we will try
I've got a hand past the reason for the whistle.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll try to double check on that. Thought I saw a linesman hand up. Could have been wrong. There was a lot going on.
We shall see.
Reminder, tomorrow, hopefully, biggest day in all of motorsports, the 110th running of the Indianapolis 500-mile race coming your way. Scheduled airtime here on this channel is 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, followed by the Coca-Cola World 600 at Charlotte. Mother Nature has to play nice with us on both of those. We'll see, but that is what we're hoping for tomorrow, Indy and Charlotte. And, of course, both of those will be on JBM along with the Canadian Grand Prix sandwiched in the middle. That goal by Josh Anderson did go off of Nikishin, as we are still at 5 aside here. You're right, JT, as play gets restarted. And Montreal has the puck in their defensive zone. Nick Suzuki from behind the net. He'll wait and scale it forward for Uri Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky guides it up the middle. Suzuki over the Carolina line. Drifts to his left on the far half wall. Deals it in behind. Caulfield trickles it this way in the corner. Slavkovsky sent it through the blue paint and out. Jordan Staal got to it off the far wall and one-handed it out all the way down to the Canadian zone. Alexandre Carrier gets to it. Carrier from behind the net, pressurized by Aho on the forecheck, trying to force a takeaway, nearly did. Now Hudson from behind the net has to roll it softly up the far wall. Canadians get out with it. From the far red line, Oliver Kapanen takes a hefty hit, but deals the puck in deep. Andrei Svechnikov is the first one to it. Pressurized by Doc, he'll feed it forward. Keandre Miller rifles it into the Montreal zone. Dobush stops it from behind the net, sends it this way. Lane Hudson handed it off. Oliver Kapanen into the line, not out, and then Svechnikov in the high slot with a shot, stopped by Dobish, and he'll stop play with no further rebound, and Svechnikov was just sent to the ice after the whistle. And that'll lead to a stoppage in play, and actually, that might yield a penalty right there, as Svechnikov was just basically arm wrestled to the ice after the whistle, so we'll see if that turns in to a penalty post-play. Obviously, we are very much looking forward to tomorrow's festivities, and we certainly hope that Mother Nature will allow us to run. Of course, Montreal will run no matter what happens weather-wise. Indianapolis and Charlotte does need help from Mother Nature. Obviously, it's been a very difficult last 2 days in Concord to try to get the O'Reilly and truck races in. Neither one of those races have yet to finish. Only one has started, and that was not the one that was supposed to start last night. Showers in the vicinity really until about 9 or 10 p.m. in Charlotte tonight, so they could get it in tonight depending on if they want to go that late. Indianapolis, really for the last 2 weeks, when you've looked at the race day forecast for the 500, it's been a coin flip really for the last 2 days. That's what's showing here on my weather app at least, and everywhere you look it's different. But on the weather app that I'm looking at, 50-50 chance of rain tomorrow in Indianapolis. So we'll see if Mother Nature works with us. We certainly hope that she will. Either way, tomorrow going to be a very emotional day. If you have been at all following what's going on in the racing world, and maybe you wouldn't even have to be a race fan to have heard about it. It's been on the national news, at least here in the States, so much. The tragic passing of Kyle Busch, and we're going to honor the life and legacy of the great Kyle Busch on this channel tomorrow, both in our Indianapolis and Charlotte broadcasts. Former winner of the World 600 at Charlotte, and many people believed a someday starter of the Indianapolis 500. He always wanted to. There's been talk about it in past years. Never did happen. Unfortunately, it never will. And more about Kyle, the great Kyle Busch, on our program tomorrow. It is a Carolina power play with 3:24 to go first period. Face off to the right of Dobish. Hurricanes win the draw. Miller from the high slot serves it off to the top of the left circle. Blake low to high to the goal line. In deep, Stankoven had it taken off his stick by a diving out Matheson, who makes a tremendous play, and he winds the puck around the far wall and out. Carolina on the power play here in the postseason, it has been poor, 12.8%. That's 5 of 39. Montreal, though, has struggled on the penalty kill, going just 75%, 42 of 56. Hurricanes over the line, left wing. Miller down low. Hall at the goal line. Tried to bump one to the middle for Stankoven, who couldn't find it. By the time he did, he plays it back to the line. Ehlers from a knee holds it in. Hall sends it high to low. It misses Jackson Blake's stick, and the Canadiens clear. 50 seconds gone on the Carolina power play. 2.5 to go in the period. Keandre Miller, former New York Ranger, out to center. Snaps it diagonally over the line. Aho hands it off for Jarvis. The return for Aho got fumbled. It's loose out of the far circle. It bounces around. Gooley out of the far corner. Had it taken away by Aho. Miller pinching in. Svechnikov guided it onto the line. Gostisbehere rink wide this way. Ehlers from the left circle. Tossed onto the goal line. Ehlers got it back on a quick return. 40 seconds left on the penalty time. Ehlers cruising into the slot. High to low. Jarvis skate to stick. Back up high for Ehlers again. Into the slot. Shoots one. Blockered up and away. Off the high glass by Dobish. It stayed in play. Ehlers left circle to the front. Looking for a tip. None available. Puck squirts free to the far corner. First one to it. Josh Anderson from Montreal. Up, not out. Held in by Jarvis. But now we've got another penalty upcoming. Linesman arm is up in the far corner. Play is stopped. This penalty will be against Carolina. And we'll go 4-on-4.
And Svechnikov actually came in contact with Dobish as he tried to go backdoor on that play from Ehlers.
And you hear it there, boarding the call on Svechnikov, who drew the last penalty, commits this one. So for 21 seconds, we'll go 4-on-4. And then Montreal will have an abbreviated power play, and it was Svechnikov coming from behind Anderson and slamming him into the corner boards to the left of Dobish. So the Carolina power play gets cut short by 21 seconds, and now we'll have a lot of open ice for those 21 seconds here. You'll have Aho, Ehlers, Jarvis, and Gostisbehere on the ice for Carolina. Marty St. Louis will start with Deneau, Anderson, Gooley, and Dobson. Face off to the left of Freddie Anderson. Hurricanes won the draw, was unable to clear. Jacob Slavin, however, gets hold of the puck and will walk it out to center. Forward for Chatfield. Then Slavin crashing down the slot 4-on-4, and he tried to split through a couple of Canadiens. Caulfield eventually knocked it off his stick. Taken behind the net by Lane Hutson, and he'll wait. 4-on-4 time is up, and now Montreal on a power play that'll last a little bit more than 90 seconds. Suzuki through center, right up the middle over red over blue. Drifts to his right, guides it in along the boards to the far side. Sent by Kaida Low out of the corner. Caulfield from the far half wall to the left point. Long wrister missed the net wide, came into the near corner. Ivan Demidov in deep from behind the net. Suzuki tried to stuff it out in front, deflected back to Demidov wide of the dot of the right circle. Hands it off to Slavkovsky at the goal line, back to Demidov, top of the right circle. Returns Slavkovsky through the blue paint and out. Off the far wall, Lane Hutson gets to the loose change. Demidov can't reach a rink-wide feed. It bounces off the wall and out to center. Montreal clears it on themselves. There's under a minute to go in the period. Demidov over the line. Try to drop for Hutson. That was interrupted by a Carolina stick. It's back into the Canadian zone. Hutson there to grab it. He'll cycle around to the left of Dobish and bring it out. 25 to go here in the period. Through center, Suzuki makes a cutout to his right, crosses the Carolina line, fumbles the puck on the half wall, and the Hurricanes are on it short-handed. Aho, left wing over red over blue, tried to cut to the inside. Hutson knocked it away with a good poke check. Suzuki back out to center, under 10 left of the period. Turned over at center, Jarvis over the line. Aho 2-on-1, back to Jarvis, a shot, and he didn't get good wood to it. Loose putt near corner in the final seconds of the period. Miller out of the left point, a shot well wide, and the first frame comes to an end. And there will be carryover time on the Montreal power play to start the second period of what will be about 15 seconds. First period in the books. Carolina outshoots Montreal 7-2. But Montreal able to find an equalizer, and it's 1-1 through 1 in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. So, Game 2 off to a slower start, not by much, but a bit of a slower start than Game number 1 when both teams scored inside the first minute, and at the end of the first frame, Montreal was up 4-1, but Carolina will feel a bit unlucky that they're not ahead, as they only gave up 2 shots on goal, but one of them came from Josh Anderson, who redirected it in past Freddie Anderson. Anderson on Anderson crime right there, although only one spells it with an O at the end, the other spells it with an E at the end. This is the important analysis of hockey players that you tune into this channel to get, the spelling of similar names. Yes. I don't know where I was going with that, JT. Save me here.
Shall we go for JT's version of horrendous crashes?
I'm not sure how much time we'll have. Because of the behind-the-scenes stuff that happened earlier before the game.
Yes. Right, can you see that?
I can now.
Okay, right. This car's first place.
Yes.
This car's second place.
Yes.
Last lap, last corner, full contact racing.
Oh, dear. And he just bulldozed him into the wall, kept it going. Down the back stretch. Heading to the corner. Could right rear him here if he wanted to. Or, I guess if he left rear him.
That was how close it was at the line.
Oh, that was at the line, I beg your pardon.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. Good
And
Lord, how did they figure out who won?
I believe it was clearer from the other side, and they do all have transponders in, but it was this car who was in front managed to survive.
So there is timing and scoring.
There is time and sky.
Oh, well, that's beautiful.
This one, the race had gone red and checkers, which basically means after the checkered flag goes, they throw the red flag just to end the race.
Of course.
This car decided to flip while they were stopping the race.
As you do. Good Lord.
That was after the red flags went out. We do have another one which we will save for the first TV time out, which is the most horrendous of them all. I have saved the most horrendous to last, Matthew.
That's a big build-up.
2 cars upside down, one car jumping over the other car and balancing on top of it up while upside down, literally.
Wow.
All will be revealed in the first TV.
All will be revealed. We get ready for the second period to start. I know that was a quick intermission, quickest in the history of time. Don't ask questions.
I wonder why.
Yeah, don't ask questions. As I said, things
Wink,
happen.
wink, wink.
Things happen behind the scenes around here before the game started. Don't ask questions. 1-1 after 1. Montreal with a little bit of time on the power play. Puck is down. Second period underway, and Jacob Slavin with the puck gallops into the Montreal zone, sends it around the near boards. Cole Caulfield cuts it off. Penalty time is up in 3 seconds as through center Suzuki over the line. Cuts out to his left, tries a drop to the line. Martinuk stole it, banked it ahead. Svechnikov out of the box, tried to run it down, couldn't, and it's poked away from him by Dobish, and Montreal in their defensive zone will have it. Uri Slavkovsky out to center, left wing over red. Before he touches blue, he'll wrap it back to the red line for Noah Dobson, the former New York Islander who has played many playoff games against the Hurricanes with his time on Long Island. He'll backpedal all the way behind the net, then snap it out to center. Indirectly, he tried to get it up the far boards to Jake Evans. Threaded into the Carolina zone behind the net. Picked up by Sean Walker. Walker will lug it out to center. Far wing over red, and over blue goes Walker. He'll chip it in deep to the right of Jakob Dobish. First one to it for Montreal is Alexandre Carrier. He'll sail it out to center. Bouncing puck taken over the line by Evans. He was forced wide to the near boards by Keandre Miller. Canadiens try to hold it in. It's spun in deep. Anderson will shut it off in the trapezoid, paddled up the far wall, and squeeze it out. Caden Gooley back on it for Montreal. He whiffed on a swing-in attempt. Jarvis knocked it back into the Montreal zone. Canadiens are on it. And this puck is squirted up the far wall. Taylor Hall reversed it, tried to get it to Miller, who turned it over, but it came right to a Montreal stick. That was Evans, who was over the line offside. And we get a whistle 95 seconds in. So shots on goal now are 8-2 Carolina. So only 2 shots on goal for the Canadiens in this game, but 1 behind Freddie Anderson. And that makes it 1-1 for a Canadiens team that has played extremely well all postseason long on the road. Won a couple of road game 7s. Offensive zone face-off by Montreal was won by Carolina. Quickly they get it out. Reverse back into the Hurricane zone, and Shane Gostisbehere in his defensive end sends it this way for Nikishin, who whacked it out to center. Eric Robinson from the near red line plugs it in. Moved by Dobish near corner, nearly turned over on a funny bounce. It came to Robinson, right circle. His shot deflected wildly, and Dobish trying to find it. Threw his body out to his right, lost his stick. Puck came into the far corner away from him, and the Canadiens are on it. Mike Matheson from behind the net. He'll flip it out to center, all the way down, no icing. Anderson forced to play it. He'll paddle it up the far wall. Out to center. This puck might make it all the way down for icing off Freddie Anderson. No, it must have hit something. No icing, and Carolina on the forecheck. Nearly forced a takeaway. Lane Hudson backhands it out to neutral territory. Jalen Chatfield out to the center zone for Jackson Blake, and he'll skate up the left wing over the line. Blake on his backhand near circle, tried to wedge one to the front, took a deflection in behind. Dobish comes back this way, Chatfield, handoff for Blake, now Chatfield again to the right circle. High to low for Blake, sent towards the slot looking for a tip, none available from Taylor Hall. He does get back to it far corner. A handoff on the half wall, Stankoven to Slavin, one-touch feed to the left circle. Taken by Taylor Hall again, former MVP of the league, gives to Blake. His shot through traffic blocked before it got to Dobish. Montreal will attempt to clear, they do. Boy, a lot of bodies bouncing off one another at center, and Kirby Dach comes away with the puck. He's basically all on his own against Carolina defenders, hits the brakes on the far half wall, and then cycles it around the boards. Out of the near corner, Caden Gooley for Montreal hands it off in deep. Suzuki out of the pie slice to the right of Anderson, gets tied up by Jalen Chatfield. Suzuki brushes it out, helped onto the back. Rink wide by Gooley, point-to-point far side. Could not be handled cleanly by Carrier, but he did just ramrod it in below the goal line. Suzuki again returns to the point. Gooley, a shot through traffic block, ricochets back to him. Out of the left circle, he'll leave it there. Taken by Slavkovsky to the perimeter. High slot, sets up Suzuki, who tries to spin it to the circle for Carrier. Instead, it deflected to Caulfield. Left circle, his shot, wide on the glove side of Anderson. Puck free off the far wall and out to center, Logan Stankoven. Whisked it rink wide. Jalen Chatfield reaches the red line and yanks it in. Shut down in the trapezoid by Jakob Dobish, and the Canadiens will start forward attacking from right to left. White uniforms, blue numbers, red trim, and Montreal has iced the puck. 15:41 left to play here in period number 2. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final tied at 1. Some wild moments for Dobish, who ended up getting the stick stuck in his left skate, or a stick. It's not his goalie stick. Stick of someone else got stuck in his skate as he was flailing around. Defensive zone face-off won by Montreal. Puck lifted out to center and over the line. Caulfield shoots one. Anderson bodies that off and steers it towards the near wall. Aho pushes it back into the near corner where it could be 9-ironed out to center. It took a hard bounce at the logo. Jarvis played it rink wide in front of the Carolina bench. Svechnikov couldn't run it down there. Mike Matheson diagonaled it out to center. Svechnikov stole it away. The other direction, 3-on-3. Left wing and over the line. Andrei Svechnikov applies the brakes. On the circle, shoots one, and it deflected just wide of Dobish to his glove side. Puck around to the left point, Keandre Miller. High to low to the far corner. Seth Jarvis twisting with it there against Evans defensively. Jarvis into the high slot, a handoff for Walker. Makes a move in deep. Walker goes. Puck taken off his stick. He regains it far corner. Finds Aho in space at the line off the right point. Backhands it down the near wall, Svechnikov. Return for Aho. Cradled up top to be taken to the near boards by Miller. Backhanded on around. To the far half wall it comes. Jarvis in the corner could not handle it. Montreal attempts to clear. Nikishin holds the zone at the left point. Finally, it's forced out by Montreal's Alex Newhook and taken by Demidov, who skates to the red line and slowly feathers the puck in. He was tired. They were all tired, and the Canadiens can make a change. Miller, however, snaps it through center, and it's taken over the Montreal line by Carrier. He'll circle the track and back of the goal. A wrap bid, shut down. Jankowski was whacking at the rebound. Struble out of the far corner punted it out. Eric Robinson brings it right back in over the Carolina line. From the right circle, a drop to the point. Intercepted by Philip Deneau. He forces it forward. Anderson the other way. Out of the far circle, he'll take it behind the net and center one. Looking for Philip Deneau. It never got to him. Out of the far corner, Alexandre Texier has it knocked off his stick. He'll try to follow it into the near corner. A hit by the rookie Nikishin. Forces the puck out of the zone. Lane Hudson will run it down on the Montreal end to our right. Hudson will take it behind the net behind Dobish. 6.5 gone in the second period. Shots on goal are 9-3 Carolina. Where it counts, it's 1-1. Kapanen an outlet. Up the far boards. Dach tried to swing it in. It hit a stick and ricocheted into the Montreal bench. We get a whistle. Stoppage in play with 13:25 left here in period number 2. Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final is tied at 1. And I have to say, JT, when action has been going, it doesn't feel like it's stopped very much.
It does not. Same could be said for the 1400cc stock cars at Northampton today, believe it or not, who decided to go 3 wide, 2 rows deep into a turn, and it didn't work out very well.
And why didn't
Can
it
you
work
see
out,
my
JT?
screen? You will see here. Bear in mind, this clip is starting with one of them here already sideways being pushed by this one. So they were already loose, and then this happened. Incredible.
Oh,
Spoilers.
here we go. Yeah. Oh, wow. What a tangled up mess. But then, it looks like Talladega and Daytona. And there finally went one around. And then another one in the air. And in the air for a long time. Good Lord.
Yeah. What was interesting is here you have one car here upside down. You have one car here on top of that car. But the car that was on the left-hand side of the car that was here rolled over the top of that car. There, it's stood on top of it and ended up the other side of him. A truly horrendous crash, and I cannot wait to see the official video feed from the other side of the track when it gets released. Speedworth TV, please tell me you have got that and not messed it up. Thank you. Back to a game. I cannot believe there's a hockey game in between horrendous crashes.
I know, it's unbelievable. Face-off in front of the Montreal bench in neutral territory. Canadiens win it. Puck is fastballed into the Carolina zone to our left. Mark Jankowski in the corner supplies a good hit to loosen up the puck, and the Hurricanes are out to center. Over the line of the near wing, Carrier lost the handle, lifted it to the line, and it's out. Nikishin holds and has to wait for Carolina to tag up, but they blow a whistle. May have been touched up before it got to Nikishin and was just offside.
Oh my god.
Yes.
We cannot even escape rain delays in Banana Ball. What is going on?
Now, where is PNC Field?
Somewhere in Washington.
As in D.C. or state?
State.
Oh, wow. So that's way up there. The Pacific
I
Northwest.
Hold on. That might be the other game that I'm thinking of.
Face off at dead center.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, well, that makes total sense. Up there, the whole East Coast feels like it's raining. Face off at dead center was controlled by Carolina. They get it into the Montreal zone. Dobish from behind the net handles up the far wall, held in momentarily by Carolina. Dobson out of the corner got tied up. Martinick and Matheson are there, along with Nikishin and Dobson. Now Caulfield intervenes. Jordan Stahl throws his hat in the ring. That was a 6-man board battle, and a linesman gets tripped up in the middle of it. This is in the pie slice to the right of Dobish. Finally, it squirts out to this way. Nick Suzuki rockets it out to center. Here comes Montreal. Slavkovsky on the left wing sends it down to the circle. Caulfield in towards the slot. Suzuki tried to maneuver his way in, but he took a hit from Slavin out of the far corner. Slavkovsky from the far right circle. His wheel around shot misses the net wide, glove side of Anderson. Slavin sneaks in to grab the puck from below the goal line, and the Olympic gold medalist will toss it out. Carrier back on it for Montreal. Spoon-fed through center for Slavkovsky, who from the near red line will pop it in to the right of Anderson. Aho gets to it below the goal line, forced along for Svechnikov, chipped to Slavin, and he'll start it out to center on a long feed that ends up on goal. It is held for a whistle by Dobish, with Svechnikov closing in. And then Svechnikov takes a push after the whistle from Gooley. Go ahead.
It's the clowns and party animals, which are in Washington State, which is why the game starts very late, because it's on the West Coast.
That checks out.
I absolutely love how they've put the announcer's booth mascot in a bag because it's raining.
Gosh. 1-1 as we play nearing the midway point of regulation time. Face-off far circle of the Montreal zone to the right of Jakub Dovish. Aho on the face-off along with Jake Evans. Waiting for the puck to be dropped, it is. Evans controlled it, and then they both fell down. Svechnikov came in to grab the puck, but then had it poked away by Demidov. He'll motor out to center, swat it away. Aho's over the line of the left wing, hits the brakes and throws some snow. Sauce to Walker in the high slot, who tried to work his way in deep. It was taken away by Newhook, who comes away with it off the near wall. He'll slide it forward and out to center, and here comes Montreal over the line, left wing. Demidov, a drop on the circle, turning back to the perimeter with it. Gooley played it on towards the point. Now sent high to low again. From the far corner, Gooley, behind the net for Evans. From the far corner, he turns, looks at the net, wide of the dot on the right circle. Tried to send one back to the point for Jaden Struble. It went off the stick of Jarvis. Held in by Demidov. Hit by Miller in the near corner. Demidov lost his stick. Carolina clears the puck out. Lane Hudson backhands it back towards the red line. It's turned over right to Seth Jarvis. He'll 9-iron it in to the right of Dobish into the open corner far side. Stankoven couldn't get there first for Carolina, and instead it's grabbed the other way by Carrier, who lost an edge, blew a tire on his way over the line. And now here's Jackson Blake for Carolina. Tried to swing one into the Montreal zone. That goes off a Canadiens stick. Deneau forces it forward. Anderson over the line, left wing, played it all the way across for a shot. Oh! And it misses the net to the right of Anderson. A lot of net to shoot at. Carolina out to center. Over the line, William Carrier from the left circle will take it to the corner. Former Stanley Cup champion with Vegas. Up the far wall, it's sent rink wide. This way for Nikishin. Dances at the point and throws a wrister wide. Off the inboards, comes back to Gostisbehere. High to low behind the net. Carrier sent it through the blue painted out. Blake off the far wall, hands it off. Stankoven across, and a drive by Nikishin was blocked. Tries to get back to it off the near half wall and keeps it in. Carrier from behind the net. Out of the far corner, a handoff in deep. Gostisbehere spears it along. Comes off the far wall. Once again, Stankoven. Knocked away from him by Struble. It's out to center. Montreal can only make a partial change. Stankoven shoots in to the right of Dobish. Robinson out of the far corner, tangled up by Matheson. Handed it off for a sharp-angled shot seen away by Dobish. Chatfield in the high slot. High to low, and below the goal line it comes to the near corner. Now back up high, right point Chatfield. Back in deep beyond Jankowski. Ehlers gets to it far corner. Along the goal line, Jankowski takes it from the right circle. He'll take it to the perimeter. Button hook on Bolduc. Tries to make a move. Hands it off for Robinson. Guided on wide of the dot of the right circle. Ehlers, a wheel around shot stopped. Caromed along to the far wall. Robinson. Carolina holding the zone here. And then Dobish got tangled up with a hurricane. A penalty is upcoming. It was Dobish and I believe Logan Stankoven. Or no, Mark Jankowski, I beg your pardon. Dobish and Jankowski got tangled up. Penalty is upcoming. And it certainly looked by the reaction of Dobish is that it's against him. If that's the case, Carolina will go to the power play. We'll wait and see. Timeout on the ice. Just past the midway point of the second period. We're tied at 1.
This is the first game I've been in where I believe where the goalie has got a penalty.
We'll see if that's indeed the case. It did look like he was the one that initiated the contact with Jankowski, but we'll wait and see. Where in the world is this game in the top right? Is that the Nyland game?
Yes, it is.
That is so very strange to see.
Hold on. What?
Oh,
what
it's a dog. It's a Dalmatian.
They have got the firefighters' mascot dog and bat retrieval dog.
Oh, give him a treat. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. Yeah, if he's chief, he's a good boy. Yes, he is.
So this is Chief Matthew. This is the firefighter's dog.
I love him so much.
The firefighter's bat dog.
Oh, I love him so much. He's so cute. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he's so adorable. I love you.
What is happening right now?
I'll take 101 Dalmatians. You kidding me?
This is the Neelan game, yes.
He's so adorable. All right.
Drone cam.
ready for play to restart, and Carolina is on a power play here. It'll be Zach Bolduc who will serve the penalty that was committed by Jakub Dobish. So the Hurricane power play will go to work again and see if they can capitalize to reclaim the lead. So Bolduc to serve the penalty. And Carolina on their third power play of the night. They're out shooting Montreal 10-4. Face-off coming to the right of Dobish. First line is out for Rod Brindamore this time rather than starting with their second line. Carolina wins the face-off. Gostisbehere at the line, snapped it towards the left circle for Jarvis. Matheson got his stick to it. Board battle outside the far circle. Matheson, Carrier, Jarvis, and Stahl are all there. Now Svechnikov joins in to try to move the puck. Montreal more than happy to hold it there against the boards as time on the power play just ticks away. Finally it gets moved below the goal line. Svechnikov, he'll handle it and place it to the right point. Shane Gostisbehere along the line. Toss to the left circle, Aho. Now Jarvis from the bottom of the left circle. Aho has it again all the way across, and Svechnikov ripped a one-timer wide. Off the far wall, Aho to Gostisbehere. Now Aho has it again. Faces it towards the left circle. Jarvis tries to spin away from Matheson. Whacks it back up the far wall. Shane Gostisbehere. His long wrister through traffic, deflected high and over the net. Comes back around this way. Aho to the line. Gostisbehere holds it in, only just. Aho down the wall. Svechnikov rink wide, it took a deflection. Jarvis comes up with it. Wedge to the line. Halfway through the penalty time. Carolina's been in the offensive zone the whole time. Gostisbehere up high. Directed to the left circle. Rink wide. Aho tried to set up a one-timer and his stick broke. Montreal attempts to clear. Gostisbehere holds it in. Aho's got to get a new stick. He does, and he has the puck high slot. Feeds the right circle, Svechnikov. Return for Aho. Hurricanes have been in the zone the whole time for 90 seconds now. 30 left. Gostisbehere one-timer. And that went ricocheting high. Aho holds the puck in at the line. Plays catch with Svechnikov. Puck is still not left the zone. Carolina trying to capitalize against tired Canadian penalty killers. Aho in the slot. Feeds the right circle. Svechnikov up high. Gostisbehere towards the net. Stopped by Dobish. Rebound free. Aho from behind the net, picks it up, toss to the left circle, Svechnikov across through the skates of Aho, and the puck will finally leave the zone off a ricochet off the near corner boards. Penalty time is up. Montreal's trapped on the ice. It's the same four, plus Bolduc released out of the box. Stankoven tried to pitch it down low. It's intercepted. Newhook brings it back the other way. Feeds Bolduc on the left circle. His shot on the short side went wide. Inspirational penalty killing from Montreal. From the right point, long wrister missed Freddie Anderson to his left. Taylor Hall out of the near corner. Up the wall, not out. Held in by Montreal, who swings momentum their direction with that enormous penalty kill. Out of the near corner, it's played along the boards to the right point. Noah Dobson's long wrister stopped through traffic, bounced between the circles. Oliver Kapanen couldn't handle it. Out to center, Stankoven pushes it over the line, but it deflects off a Montreal stick. Canadiens are on it. Gooley, an aerial flip through center. Over the top of his intended target, Kapanen comes to Bolduc out of the far corner. He'll whisk it behind the net. Comes back this way. Jackson Blake and Kirby Dach collide. Logan Stankoven flashes it out to center. Diagonally for Nikolai Ehlers, who collects. Feeds Stankoven left circle. Shut off by Struble defensively. Tried to backhand it towards the front. Intercepted and cleared. Now it's a skate race between Keandre Miller and Jaden Struble. Struble throws his body at the puck, but it comes to Jalen Chatfield. Backhanded in from the near red line in deep. From behind the net, it's moved along by Dobish to the near corner Hudson. A return to him behind the net. Backhanded up the far wall. Montreal looks to clear out. They do. Nick Suzuki from dead center. A drop-off for Uri Slavkovsky. The return for Suzuki. Top line for Montreal out. Suzuki took a bump off the far half wall by Martinuk. Slavkovsky thought he had his stick held by Slavin. They'd play on. Slavin was able to knock the puck out of the zone, but he had not yet reached the red line, and this is down for icing. 5 minutes and a second left in period 2. We have now played 35 minutes in this game. Montreal has only been able to manage 4 shots on goal. But remember, they won a Game 7 on the road in Tampa Bay while only having 9 shots on goal. Face-off to the right of Freddie Anderson. Jankowski on the face-off against Philip Deneau, the former Los Angeles King. Puck is dropped. Deneau a clean win. Montreal has possession, and from the far half wall, moving down the wing, Gooley. A shot blocked. Jankowski took it out of the corner. Shot back from the right point, and Anderson kicks it out. That's their 5th shot on goal. Puck below the goal line. Jacob Slavin gets to it. He'll golf it out to center. It bounces to the stick of Caden Gooley. Montreal will start back. Gooley from outside his blue line stretches it out. Texier steers it in. He and Slavin have a coming together in the near corner. Sebastian Aho scoops the puck and backhands it out to center. He misses Svechnikov, however. It's taken back by Josh Anderson, who flipped one in deep. Anderson moves it along to his left out of the far corner. Now back this way, Jacob Slavin sliced it out to center. Seth Jarvis directs it in from the far half wall. A shot off the crossbar over the top of Dobish. Swung right back in by Carolina's Sean Walker. That was out of nothing on just a nothing shot from the half wall, and it hit over the top of Dobish off the crossbar. Carolina's hit 2 posts tonight. Matheson squeezes it into the Carolina zone. Keandre Miller behind the net backhands it up the near wall. William Carrier whacks it out. Jake Evans takes it back from Montreal. Carrier pressurizes him, forces a turnover. Up with the puck, Jankowski, right wing to the circle. A shot body down by Dobish. Rebound to the far wall, Carrier. Brushed onto the back, Miller along wrister, blocked in traffic. Montreal can clear. Out to center with the puck, Dimidov. Over the line of the left wing, try to drop for Carrier. That was stolen by William Carrier. Ahead for Jankowski. Hits the brakes as he waits for support to come off the top of the right circle. He'll drive it in deep below the goal line. William Carrier brushed it back in directly to the right point. Chatfield could not seal the zone. He'll have to track it all the way down in the Hurricane zone to our left. Jacob Slavin behind the cage. He'll rattle it up the near boards. Carolina the other way. Ehlers over the line of the right circle. Drags to the side with a shot. He scores! Nikolai Ehlers makes some magic! And Carolina reclaims the lead late in the second period. It's the newest of the Hurricanes, Nikolai Ehlers, who they hoped would make a difference come this time of season. Played in playoff games the last couple of years with Winnipeg, and he makes a difference here. Cutting to the slot, and with some fancy footwork and some nice soft hands, able to put it on net, and it goes underneath Dobish and in for Carolina to reclaim the lead. Play restarts, puck immediately back into the Montreal zone. Out of the far corner, Noah Dobson gets pressured. He'll take it up the near wall and slap it into the Carolina zone. It's off a stick, so no icing. Nikishin and Doc have a coming together. Does Montreal have another quick answer to a Carolina goal, just as they did early in Game 1 and then early here tonight? Kirby Doc out of the near corner to the right of Freddie Anderson. The rookie Nikishin came flying in to supply a hit. Puck along to the far corner, pinching in is Dobson. Soccered it along below the goal line, comes out of the slot. Matheson! A shot off a body, ricocheted up high. Carolina unable to clear with Taylor Hall. Stankoven poked it to the line, not out. Now it comes to the line, and it was held in momentarily by Kapanen, but Carolina finally clears the zone. Just about 2 minutes left in this second period. Montreal now only has 4 shots on goal, while Carolina has scored 2 goals. Stankoven through center. Finesse forward for Nikishin. He'll slap it in. Along the boards it comes to the far side. First one to it for Montreal is Oliver Kapanen. And back out to center, Suzuki tried to steer it. Aho took it away. Svechnikov right circle, a shot off the blocker of Dobish. What a save. Slavkovsky the other direction. Strikes red on the right wing. Tried to drop it off. It could not be touched up over the line, however, by Philip Deneau, or it would have been offside. It rolled in on Anderson. Carolina gets it to safety, and Aho banks it back over the line. Comes back to him. Tries to direct it to the left circle. It goes off a Montreal stick, and the Canadiens will clear. This puck rolls on edge to the right of Anderson. Icing is called with 1:18 left in period 2. Nikolai Ehlers gets the goal, his 12th career playoff goal, third of these playoffs coming from Slavin and Chatfield at 17:03 in the second period, and Carolina has reclaimed the lead. And they nearly added to it as Andrei Svechnikov, off of a takeaway, had a great chance. Offensive zone face-off won by Carolina. Quick shot in for the left point by Miller, glove down and held by Dobish. I was wondering when they were eventually going to get shots on goal to 5 for Montreal, and they finally do. Because I called it when it happened, that it was their 5th shot on goal. I'm not sure what took them so long to register it. Timeout on the ice. Late second period, Carolina back with a lead that they will try to protect and maybe even add on to. They have not led by more than 1 goal so far in this series, although they have held 3 separate leads. Nikolai Ehlers, the goal scorer for Carolina to put them in front. Mentioned Ehlers playing a lot of playoff games in his career with Winnipeg, and he scored plenty against Montreal this year in 3 regular season games, scored 2 goals and 4 points.
And like we need a commercial break with 1 minute and 14 seconds left on the clock until the end of the period. Well done.
Gotta pay
America.
those bills. Gotta pay those bills now, don't we? Although we're seeing a Vanda Pharmaceuticals commercial, and it's an anime commercial of 2 people driving through, rather aggressively, the streets of Monaco.
I'm gonna get so fed up of American commercials. Wink, wink, wink. If you know, you know. Matthew Owens does know, and he's one of the only people to know.
We press on like a Lee nail.
It is currently warmer here in the UK than it is over there in America.
And it got, we went from like 85 earlier in the week to 55 today, and in the rain. I mean, it's crazy.
We are 95 degrees on Monday.
Oh, face-off coming to the right of Jakub Dobish.
We don't have air conditioning.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Face-off won by Montreal. Hudson puts it behind the Canadian net. Cole Caulfield, he'll skate out to center with speed. He's over the line, but he's across offside with Gooley. 1:05 left. Another commercial, right? From 114 to 105. Come on, give us another commercial. That's what we're here for.
Please. Yeah, all of the big businesses and all of the shops have air conditioning, but none of the houses have air conditioning as standard.
I'd be going to a diner and just staying there. And if they want me to order one thing every hour, I will. Canadiens win a neutral zone face-off from the near red line. Lane Hudson able to wrist the puck in. Slavin out of the far corner. Moved it into the trapezoid. It bounces around. Finds it again. Slavin pitched it to the line. Hudson held it in momentarily, but then Carolina was able to force it out. Ehlers played it along to the far red line. Slavin drives it in deep. Stopped by Dobish behind the net. Played around to the far boards, came out to the left point. Long shot taken by Slavin off of Dobish. Ricochets to the far corner. Oh, and a Hurricane got hit up high in the far corner. Might have been Carrier. Hurricane fans cannot believe that there was not a penalty as play carries on here. Puck is possessionless at center at the red line. Jankowski locates it, guides it into the Montreal zone. We're inside the final 20 seconds of the period. 2-1 lead for Carolina. Last call for alcohol for Montreal in period 2. Holding in the defensive zone, Lane Hudson. Now he'll chip it out. Over the line, it's pushed forward. Chance for Suzuki moving in. A shot stopped by Anderson. Rebound free between the circles. Anderson could not. Deflected on goal, and that'll bring an end to the second period. A flurry of a finish to period 2. Meanwhile, we got another Hurricane down right in front of the net. It's Keandre Miller right in front of the Carolina net. Well, first off, in the sequence just before all of that started, it looked like a Hurricane went down in the far corner And Hurricane fans couldn't believe there wasn't a penalty for a high stick, but then Montreal got down the ice quickly, and Suzuki was right in on Freddie Anderson, whiffed on the shot. Still the puck rolled in on Anderson, and he had to adjust to the speed. Meanwhile, what happened to Miller? Well, it looked like he got tangled up with Texier and sent down. Well, Hurricane fans and Hurricane players angry with how the period ended, and actually linesmen have not gone off the ice yet. They're with the scorers over there. Gonna have an announcement actually.
Penalty. Will they call the 5-minute major? And they will take a look.
Wow, so actually we just caught the tail end of that call, but apparently they have just called a 5-minute major on Texier for hitting Miller. Now, of course, anytime that a 5-minute major is called, they have to take a look at it. So this period is over, but we're going to stay here for a moment because they're going to take a look at that and see. Yeah, Texier ends up hitting Miller with his stick well behind the play. And let's just say, JT, he took the very end of his stick and he hit Miller in a not good place. Meanwhile, a replay there of Carrier getting hit in the face by the stick of Dobson. That was absolutely a high sticking penalty that the officials missed. So Carolina fans had every reason to be upset there. I think we're about to get the verdict off the review. I mean, that seems pretty cut and dry. Let's listen.
It's a minor for slashing on Texier.
That's not slashing.
No.
That is not slashing.
So they've just reversed it from a 5-minute major to a 2-minute minor for slashing. And as you heard Eddie Olczyk say, that's not slashing. That's not even close to slashing. That is reckless intent. I mean, okay. What are we doing? JT, that's not slashing. That's attempted circumcision.
Yeah, guys, the Weenie 500 was yesterday.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Wow.
You are welcome.
So you heard the Hurricane fans booing there at the reversal of the 5-minute major. They were booing before that as they missed the high sticking contact from Dobson. They could have gotten as many as 5 or maybe even 7 penalty minutes out of that, and they're only going to get 2. But they will start the third period, the Hurricanes will, on the power play.
Oh, JB's going to absolutely be loving life right now. They've just announced that it could be another hour to 90 minutes before they even get the green flag back out. Oh, we are going to have one tired JB tomorrow.
You know, not that it's a big day tomorrow or anything.
No, not at all. Anyway, shall we horrendous crashes?
Now, I do want to ask, since you apparently have some kind of update, are they going to do the O'Reilly race first? Because I can't imagine they're going to get both of these things in tonight.
We've heard, not confirmed, trucks will go Monday.
I see. Monday? Why would they go Monday?
I don't know, but that is unconfirmed at the moment.
Interesting.
Yes.
See, I would try to stay away from immediately pushing them to Monday, just in case Indianapolis and or the 600 gets pushed to Monday. They could always try to run it at 8 a.m. tomorrow morning like they tried to do this morning.
We're going to be racing until Wednesday at this point.
By the way, I love the way weather works, and I know you're fascinated with weather too, JT. My weather app, which runs through the Weather Channel. Remember when I told you earlier that I looked at it and it said the chance of rain in Indianapolis tomorrow was 50%?
Yeah.
Well, throughout the week, and God knows, I already look at forecasts before race weekends more than I should. But on Indianapolis race weekend, I'm seriously refreshing it every hour or two. It drives me crazy. I don't know why I do such a stupid thing. So I've just refreshed it again, and now the rain chances it's showing for Indianapolis tomorrow has gone from 50% to 24%. I mean, I don't know what to believe. I would respect the meteorologists and the weather apps more if they just told us flat out, we don't know. Like, if they just told us we have no idea, I would respect them more. So now let me tell you what my app is showing on the Weather Channel. It says 24% chance of rain in Indianapolis on Sunday. And as I scroll through the hours, 11 a.m. 25%, 12 at noon 25%, 1 25%, 2 o'clock 54%. That's a very precise number. Then it drops back down to 24% at 3, 15% at 4, and 7% at 5.
Okay. Wow.
I'm sure if you looked on Google or AccuWeather, it's probably say 90%.
Yes, I don't know about those percentages, but I can confirm there is a 100% chance of horrendous crashes.
And as I do look on Google, it's now a 50% chance of rain on Google tomorrow at Indy. So literally, they do not know. All right, horrendous crashes we go, because it was curtailed in the in the first intermission. Mildenhall, National Bangers, and all they've done there is bang into one another. Does that sound about right on how commentary goes over there?
No. Oh.
Oh, he's on top of a car. Oh, good gracious. Oh, here comes 209. My God.
Now, he was always going to go in because this is his weekend.
Huh. Oh, my God. They don't stop coming. Red flag. And look at them climbing out of the windshield. Saluting the fans.
Oh.
What characters?
Are they turning left? Well,
oh, what? Hold on. What is that racetrack called?
Is this Tullywane?
No, it started with an A. Agadowie?
Agadowie? Yes.
I did not just say that right. I did not just say that. It is. You are not telling me that I said that right, and it is in Jerry Punch voice, Agadowie.
You did say it right.
Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable.
This is a non-contact formula, by the way. And he just turned him.
Yeah, non-contact. I believe either that's wrong or someone's breaking the rules.
Oh, there goes the taxi.
Oh,
okay. Yeah.
By the way, did I hear earlier, well, not hear, see in the chat section that the Banana Ball broadcast mentioned Tennessee softball? Is that what I gathered?
They had the team do the first pitch.
Oh, I see. Very good. So they've made the
They
women...
They got the whole softball team out on the field, and one of their players did the first pitch with a softball ball, not a baseball.
Yeah, Tennessee did just make the Women's College World Series.
Oh,
God bless. By beating Georgia. Other spots, by the way, in the Women's College World Series were clinched today by Nebraska, Arkansas, and that's it for now. Alabama looks to be on their way. Look at the carnage. Oh, there's one going the wrong way. What is he doing?
We would call that they are going on Oppo. because we are too lazy to say on opposition, so we just say oppo.
Dear God. While we watch these frenetic, fantastic crashes, God bless, that was an impact. I will give you some updates around the sports world today. Here comes, is that two? Oh, my Lord! 281 with vehicular manslaughter.
Oh, Jimmy Johnson, it looks like, on the 84.
Oh, my God. That is un-American. Literally. I have just been so taken aback by that. I was going to do a sports update, but I am just taken aback by what I just saw. That oh my God. Anyway, let me try this again. Maybe. Good God, 328 is plowing that guy around the wall. NBA playoffs, Eastern Conference Final Game 3. Knicks lead the Cavaliers early in the second period, 39-31. There's a head-on-head impact. Knicks trying to go up 3-0. There are like 15 cars in that wad.
There's been times where it's been 60.
Yes, so the Knicks looking for a 3-0 series lead. God! Full speed impact! Knicks are up by 8 early in the second. WNBA Finals from earlier today. Portland over Toronto 99-80 in the battle of the new expansion franchises. Oh, my Lord. And then the Lynx beat the Sky in Chicago 85-75. Currently, the Sparks lead the Aces 43-40. Good Lord. Mentioned that college softball today. They're into the super regional round. Oklahoma beat Mississippi State 7-1. So they're going to a Game 3. Nebraska run-ruled Oklahoma State to advance to the World Series. Arkansas run-ruled Duke, so the Razorbacks go to the World Series as well. Florida beat Texas Tech 10-2. That series is going 3 as Upside Down goes 1. Airborne win another. Forget the yellow flag. He just waves the red. Alabama leads LSU.
We have transitioned. We have now got, because in all of the other parts of horrendous crashes, we were at the old Mildenhall. This is new. What I said, Mildenhall, old Northampton. This is the process of new Northampton being built here. Ooh.
Now here's a sport I wonder.
I was stood there today. I was stood there this afternoon.
Now here's a sport I want to know if JT's heard of. Have you heard of lacrosse?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a thing and even known over there. So, college lacrosse, it's their Final Four weekend, their championship weekend, semifinal. Good God. All the blood rushing to his head. Semifinals today, national semifinals in men's college lacrosse. Notre Dame beat Syracuse 15-7. Princeton beat Duke 14-7. So the top 2 national seeds will face off in the national championship game on Monday. Princeton and Notre Dame. German Cup final today. Bayern over Stuttgart 3-0. Bayern winning every trophy they possibly can outside of Europe. You know who scored all 3 goals as that car's on fire. Nothing wrong with the car except it's on fire. Do you know who scored all 3 of Bayern's goals today, JT?
Was it that person?
It's that person. That is, his name is always pronounced the same over there in England. Harry Kane with a hat trick to beat Stuttgart.
I see. There's a couple. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
What the heck is that
6
purple
games.
thing?
Hold on, where? This?
Yeah, that.
That's a hearse.
Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
I see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games currently on the soccer league that no one cares about.
And what is that? MLS?
Yes.
Of course. But it was a big day for American soccer because today, live on Fox, the United States World Cup roster was announced as, I don't even know what kind of cars those are. And that, oh my lord, that is a heavy, good lord, impact. So Mauricio Pochettino has announced the World Cup roster for the United States. That was announced earlier today. They're, of course, going to win the World Cup, which gets started in just a couple of weeks. It will be a glorious day when the United States wins that World Cup. Glorious day indeed.
Track blockage time. Yep, awesome. Nice one. Incredible.
Slowly but surely getting the World Cup rosters set in place. I need them all set in place, JT, because I need to be able to start my prep work for the World Cup. I need the rosters to be set, so I can start making my boards, as it were.
There is that, and there is also the USN broadcast schedule. It needs to be put in place as well.
Yes, exactly. Apparently these dogs went out of this room. They would pick now, wouldn't they? As we've got about a minute before the third period's about to start. Apparently they went out.
Is that it?
Am I looking at that right? Yes, about a minute.
But I want my horrendous crashes. We haven't. We won't even finish the first. Okay.
There's a guy climbing out.
Are you good?
The answer to that is no.
That car's not driving home, Matthew.
It sure isn't. It sure is not.
Oh, this is gonna be a classic mini stocks shenanigans. But look, they're turning left.
They're turning left.
Onto the grass. Take out. Oh. Now this is Tullybone.
Hold on, I have to mute our mics. I have to. Okay, we're back. My God, just total and complete anarchy. See, the dogs do so good when they're asleep, but when they get up and they want to be up and they want to be moving around, they're not good to just. Now, please, when you're walking around the wires, can you please pick your feet up so you don't disconnect us from, the world? We're conversating to the world around here. Please don't take us off the air.
I don't think you've seen these cars before, Matthew.
I think you're right. Those are off a tire. Talk about a ricochet. This is By the way, when I said about a minute until the period was about to start, that was the in-stadium clock. That does not, include the TV timeout time. Oh. Those people, hold on, those fans looked far too close to the track for this kind of racing.
They are. They so are.
Oh.
You are the closest to the track. This track is the closest you can get, and it is insane.
Yeah, that would be a big no for me, Ghost Rider.
This is my old local track. This is the best track in the country.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Is it the... See, of course, tomorrow I'm going to come on the air with the world's greatest race course. Is that the nation's greatest race course right there? Is that what we should call it? Live from the nation's greatest race course, Agadoe, or whatever.
Okay, it's time for caravans.
Oh, we're ready for the period to start now, apparently.
No.
Oh, we almost got to. We only got 25 seconds left, for goodness sakes. Look at those things just getting absolutely decimated. It's unreal.
The reason that they race it, the caravan on the schedule, is to keep it away from the fans.
Carolina will start this period on the power play, as we talked about, but the 5-minute major was retracted. It turns into a 2-minute minor for slashing on Alexandra Texier. And we get set for the third period to get underway. Carolina leading 2-1 through goals from Eric Robinson and Nikolai Ehlers. Puck is down. Period 3, the money period of Game 2, is underway. Carolina controls. Shane Gostisbehere out to center. At the red line, a drop for Ehlers, who tried to slither through traffic over the line but lost the puck. It's out to center. Carolina will have to tag up. Hurricane power play here to start the third frame. And here they are over the line with Gostisbehere. Winds up. Big shot wide of Dobish to his right. And the puck off the far wall could not be cleared by a swinging stick of Newhook. It's a board battle outside the far circle. Ehlers digs it out, didn't know where it was for a moment, got it to the line. Aho across to the left circle. Gostisbehere return for Aho. A drive off Dobish. Rebound. Clears to the far corner. Jarvis low to high. Shane Gostisbehere at the line. Serves it off to the left circle. Aho to the goal line. A return to him from Svechnikov. Aho off the left circle. Up high for Gostisbehere. Aho has it again. Top of the left circle. Drags it down low for Jarvis. Handed off for Aho again. Halfway through the penalty time. Sebastian Aho at the goal line. Looks towards the front. Cuts in back of the goal. Sends it through the blue paint. A shot by Jarvis. And it went up into the air. And it comes to the far corner. Jarvis fishing for it, puts it back behind the net. Aho slow to get to it. Svechnikov comes to help. Alexandra Carrier attempting to clear. It's around the near boards. Held in the slot. Jarvis feeds the right circle. Back to Gostisbehere. Hand off Jarvis. Touched off Ehlers to the goal line. A return to the far half wall. Nikolai Ehlers' long shot through traffic, blocked, and Jarvis backhanded it on goal. Dobish keeps it out, and Montreal can clear. 16, now 15 seconds left on the Carolina power play. Keandre Miller behind the net will break out. Penalty time just about up. Miller from the red line, turns, waits for support, swings it to his right. Penalty time is up as the puck is shot into the Montreal zone. Stankoven from the bottom of the left circle with a centering feed flagged down by Philip Deneau. Here comes Montreal over the line of the left wing. Anderson stops, sends it towards the net. Went wide of Anderson to his right, looking for a tip. Stankoven diagonaled it through center, and it's golfed in to the Canadiens zone. Loose puck out of the far corner. Noah Dobson knifes it out to center. It back bounces to Gostisbehere and out of the near red line. Jacob Slavin rifles it in. Lane Hudson out of the far corner takes a hit. Jackson Blake on the forecheck forces a takeaway. Banks it out to Slavin at the left point. Down the near wall in deep. Jordan Stahl from the far right circle. Button hooks on Hudson. Stahl lost an edge, however. Puck clear to the line, not out. But now it comes between the circles and Alexandra Texier for Montreal. Gets it out to center. Punched in deep. Suzuki out of the far corner. Turns it to Caulfield at the left circle. Back below the goal line, Suzuki, the Montreal captain. Stick handling far side. On the circle against Stahl. Suzuki hands it off. Coming down the far wall is Jaden Struble behind the net to the near corner. Struble back this way. Wheel around shot through traffic off a stick. Caulfield couldn't steer it goalward. It came to Slavkovsky. Down into the near corner goes Uri Slavkovsky. Jacob Slavin against him. Tried to pinch him up into the boards. Slavkovsky centering pass off of a stick. Carolina can clear. Puck might go all the way down for icing, and Robinson cannot beat Struble. Icing is called against Carolina. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for Montreal. And it'll take place with some tired Hurricanes on the ice. That shot by Jarvis, by the way, on the doorstep that went into the air. I wasn't sure immediately when it happened how it went into the air. Dobish getting across and punching it forward with his blocker. Face off to the left of Freddie Anderson. Carolina wins the draw. Spinning is Stahl to backhand it out will not make it for icing, so Carolina can change partially. Matheson forwards for Bolduc, who drops it back off to Matheson in the Montreal zone. Now ahead for Bolduc again at the red line. A lead feed that misses Kirby Dach. Near edge of the trapezoid, out of the crease, Freddie Anderson plays it this way. Seth Jarvis couldn't get it out, but Montreal clears it on themselves. Puck back into the Canadiens zone to our left. Matheson knocks it forward. Svechnikov a steal at the red line. He's over the blue. Rink wide, Jarvis to the left circle. Drop. Gostisbehere a shot. Punched out again by the blocker of Dobish. Carolina holds the zone. Gostisbehere from the near wall. In deep behind the net. Sebastian Aho sheds a defender from the right circle. Skates to the slot with a shot. Glove down by Dobish. Rebound free. Montreal clears. Puck all the way down into the Carolina zone. Nikishin will get to it. The rookie from Russia, Alexander Nikishin, puts it behind the net for Shane Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere snaps it on ahead. Over the line, it's shot in deep. Dobish can't move it. Behind the net, Alexandre Carrier. Backhands up the far wall. Montreal attempting to clear. Gooley gets it out. And with space over the line up the middle, Newhook a shot blocked by Keandre Miller. Newhook tried to spear one back to the line. Hudson could not hold it in. Comes out to center. From inside the far red line, Montreal shoots in. Keandre Miller out of the near corner. Up the wall, not out. Montreal holds it in. Gooley from the near corner takes a shoulder from William Carrier. Now it's a board battle. Taylor Hall puts it down low, but Jake Evans takes it away. Tries to center one out in front. Instead it comes back towards the left point. Long wrister misses the net. To Freddie Anderson's left. Carrier from the right point. D far side. Long shot went wide. Rebound twisted back to the middle for a shot. What a save by Freddie Anderson, who gets on top of it and gets a whistle that he and Carolina desperately needed. Now, Montreal, that's maybe the longest continued offensive zone time of the night for the Canadiens. And in the end, a shot through traffic that took a late deflection that Freddie Anderson just read in the nick of time.
Matthew,
JT.
of the 1,101 miles of racing that were supposed to be completed this weekend at Charlotte, we're at 49.5 miles at 9 p.m. on a Saturday. It's been that kind of a weekend.
Carolina able to win the defensive zone draw. Swatted back into the Montreal zone. Robinson around the board's far corner for Jankowski. Broken up by Philip Deneau. One-handed along. Anderson over the line left wing. Tried to throw a centering feed out in front. Slavin was able to knock it away. Texier was the one driving the slot. Puck out to center. Quickly re-entering the zone is Anderson off the right wing, down the near wall, intercepted by Slavin, punched to the line by Robinson, skated back out by Jankowski, and flopped back in to the right of Dobish, kept behind the net by Lane Hudson. Just over 6 minutes gone in the third period. Shots on goal, as you see, are 18-6 Carolina, where it counts. Hurricanes are up 2-1. A steal at the line by Jordan Stahl. He'll take it in deep up the left boards. Caulfield tries to crowd him and does. Slavkovsky takes the puck away. Turns it back into the Montreal zone. Feeds it for Lane Hudson, who takes it behind the net. Carolina forecheck pressures. Hudson sprawls it out to center. Bouncing puck ricochets right back into the Montreal zone again. Hudson takes it behind the net in back of Dobish. Watched by Nikolai Ehlers. Hudson will scrape it out up the left wing side. Directed over the line, intercepted by Keandre Miller. Stretched out Ehlers. One touch back. Martinic a shot off the left circle. Straight into the glove of Jakub Dobish, who gets a whistle. 7 minutes gone here in the third period. Carolina up 2-1, trying to hold on and secure a tie in the series through the first two games. This series will continue in Montreal for game number 3, Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As we are going to get a TV timeout. Didn't know if they were going to give us one or not.
Part 9 of Horrendous Clashes was only 11 minutes. This is 19 minutes and 18 seconds. So I think we've got more than enough for the TV timeouts.
JT's obsessed. And he He's on site for so many of these.
This was, however, before my time. I first went to Mildenhall in 2025. This is 2023. Oh, okay. Yeah, classic. They really don't like 107, do they?
Oh. Oh my God, drove him straight into the wall and then tipped him over. The horror. The absolute horror of some of the things that happen.
Why is there a can of beer inside the car? Hello?
Hello?
One of the pit crew forgot to remove that, probably.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Or one of the fans put it in. I don't know. The drivers aren't allowed to drink. The same can't be said about the supporting crew.
Face off to restart play, and a shot off the face off went wide, and then the rebound, free side of the goal. Oh, and a shot by Jarvis, stopped by Dobish somehow, throwing his body back from right to left. Evans the other way, backhands it into the Carolina zone. Absolute chaos right off the face off. Montreal in neutral territory. It really was. Now Jarvis is over the line, drags his way to the left circle, tried to turn to his front forehand and lost the puck, and Montreal can control and try to clear. So from the Montreal defensive zone, Carrier puts it back behind the net, and Gooley will wait there, watched every step of the way by the forechecking Taylor Hall. Gooley now will slide it along the left side of the boards, and Caulfield brings it up over Red, and he'll pitch it in. On goal, Anderson on a bit of a short hop will glove it and bring play to a stop. Of course, the story after Carolina lost game one, as Seth Jarvis had a lot of net to shoot at. It's from a sharp angle here, bottom of the far circle. Hits the side of the net. But the story after they lost game one is, again, another loss in the Eastern Conference Final for the Hurricanes. Montreal wins an offensive zone draw down the far wall, steps Hudson. He'll take it behind the net, stops in the trapezoid, tried to shove one in front, it deflected back to him, and a stuff bid goes high off a stick and out of play. It'll be another offensive zone face-off here for the Canadiens. So that loss on Thursday meant that since the Hurricanes last won the Stanley Cup in 2006, they have been in the Eastern Conference Final 4 times and have lost 17 of the last 18 games they played in the conference final. Hurricanes win a defensive zone draw, lobbed out to center, pawed back down by Dobson, drug over the line to be taken by Suzuki to the right circle, Caulfield all the way across, Dobson crashing in, could not get his stick on it. Carolina clears out to center. Montreal is up the intensity now. Suzuki's over the line, up the middle, shoots one into the midsection of Freddie Anderson, who gets a whistle to stop play 8.5 minutes into the third. Now the Canadiens are starting, as I said, to not only up the intensity, but starting to think more offensively than they have all game long. They have just 7 shots on goal for the game. Carolina has 19, as you can see. 2-1 lead for the Hurricanes. Another O-zone draw here for Montreal. Face-off to be taken by Oliver Kapanen. He wins it back to Hudson at the line. Tries a long wrister that got blocked, and then through the slot, it just got swatted towards the net. It looked like it was going wide of Anderson to his left, but he stuck his glove end out there anyway and snagged it. It was Kirby Dock who got to it and just fired it to the net, and it was going wide. But Anderson did not want to take any chance of an inboard rebound. Snaps the leather with the glove save. Hurricanes win the defensive zone draw this time. Carrier trying to get it past Doc and out of the zone. He did. Now Eric Robinson will skate it forward. Poked along over the line. Jankowski knocked off his stick. He tried to sweep it towards the slot, which he did, but Kirby Doc got to it before Carrier. And here comes Montreal over the line of the far wing. It's Texier behind the net now. Out to the right circle. Toss back to the high slot. William Carrier with a takeaway. Shane Gostisbehere through center over the line. Robinson winds up left circle. And his shot kicked out by Dobish, and it ends up out of play.
Matthew,
JT.
we've just had this incredible idea from NASCAR Chasm.
Okay.
Let's run the truck race Monday in Monaco.
Face off to the right of Dobish. O-zone draw for Carolina as we near the midway point of the third. Canadiens win the face-off. Carrier carefully plays it along to the far corner, or it could be skated up by Ivan Demidov through center. Guides it in deep to the right of Freddie Anderson. Again, off that springy inboard behind him, Anderson will put his glove hand over it and get a whistle. Stop play. It's another O-zone draw for Montreal. Can Carolina close this out? A lot of conversation ever since that game one on Thursday about, is it just a mental block now for this Hurricane team once they get to this round? They've been getting to a good amount of Eastern Conference finals of late. Fourth time getting to the Eastern Conference final under Rod Brindamore. They've only won one game. Canadiens win the draw. D-to-D sent this way, Noah Dobson. Long wrister wide of Anderson, glove side. Keandre Miller snags the rebound out of the far corner. Escalators it out to center. Dobson reversed it back towards the red line, but grabbing it there and swinging it back in was Logan Stankoven. Dobish stops it behind the net. Montreal will start forward. Anderson at his pocket, picked by Blake. Blake in the slot, tried to drag it to the right circle. That was harpooned away by a Montreal defender, and it's out to center. Gunned right back in. Dobish stops it in the trapezoid. Moves along the far wall. Taylor Hall stopped it. From the right circle, he feeds Jackson Blake. Blake behind the net, a centering feed off a stick, off of Hudson. Came to the near corner. Stankoven tried a pocket pass across off a stick. Stankoven again. Drops it off a shot. Oh, and that whistled wide, and no one knew where it was momentarily. Hall, low to high play. Carrier at the line. A shot blocked by Texier, who lost his stick. Puck out to center, and Carolina has it again. Keandre Miller will wait in his own zone as Carolina completes a change. 9.5 left in regulation time. Gostisbehere picks up the pace. Skates left wing. Makes a move to get over the blue line. Left circle. His shot. Fought off by Dobish, and the rebound free to the near wall. Newhook got there before Svechnikov. Puts it behind the net. Matheson looks to establish a breakout. Ahead for Demidov. Chipped along. Here comes Newhook over the line up the middle with a shot off a stick off Nikishin. He hits off the high glass in the far corner. Stays in play. Demidov winds it in towards the far corner. Now for the left circle. Rink wide for Jaden Struble. Struble's shot blocked by Svechnikov. It went up in the air. No one knows where it's at. Is it caught in Svechnikov? It is. Oh my gosh. It's caught in Svechnikov's skate. That is unbelievable. I don't know if I've seen that one. It got wedged in the top of the skate and the, I'm guessing, sock of Svechnikov. Break in the action as we will start to wind down Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. A 2-1 lead for Carolina. Nikolai Ehlers has the difference maker right now. Never seen that before, JT.
Why have a snake in your boot when you can have a puck in your boot?
So what are these two doing? They're just... Wow.
Making friends on the front straight, it seems.
Oh, there's a dump. Oh, and he just about saved it. Oh, and a hip check. That's supposed to be hockey.
Oh. That nearly went over.
Oh, that's a targeted attempt.
Guys, you meant to stay on the oval. You're not using the figure of 8.
And indeed. Not supposed to use the figure of 8.
They used the figure of 8 today at Northampton, but you couldn't see the centre of it because it was so dusty.
It's incredible. The CW is still on the air. They have not moved to any other programming. They are now showing the finish of last week's Dover race.
It's a good job. It's a good job they didn't do what they did last week and have O'Reilly followed immediately by Banana Ball. But it looks like we are getting back to the game.
Ozone draw for Montreal, and a quick shot off the face-off win, whistled wide on the glove side of Freddie Anderson. Puck off the far wall. Carolina has it with Slavin. He'll roll it out to center to the captain, Jordan Stahl, over the line of the right wing. Chip to the front, hoping for Martinook. He got to it, could only wrap it in behind the net. Stahl, he's got bodies around him in the trapezoid. Poked away by Hudson, comes for a corner. Ehlers to the front, Martinook with a shot! And he throws it wide on the stick side of Dobish. Martinook was all by himself in the middle of the ice. Puck out of the near corner. Dug out by Ehlers, center out of the far side, pinching in Chatfield, plays it behind the net. Dobson intercepts, cannot clear. Now it's to Suzuki, and Montreal will look to establish the breakout now. Hudson now will take it behind the net. Final 8 minutes of regulation time. Canadiens have 7 shots on goal, but they're very much in this game. Finally, Hudson will outlet ahead, up the left-hand side, and through center comes Caulfield. He'll shoot it in from center on goal. Freddie Anderson forces it out up the near wall. Swinging at it was Carrier and Jankowski at the near red line. Montreal comes away with it. Demidov got hit at the line by William Carrier, and it's punched back into the Canadian zone. Gooley behind the net. Forechecked into by William Carrier. Ahead for Alexandra Carrier, who diagonals it out to center. Off a stick, it deflects out of play. You got Alexandra Carrier for Montreal and William Carrier for Carolina in this series. Both from Quebec.
Because why not?
William from LaSalle, Quebec. Alexandra from Quebec City. Neutral zone face-off, far dot in front of the Carolina bench. Hurricanes wearing black sweaters, white numbers, red trim, and black pants with red socks. Montreal, white sweaters, blue numbers, red trim, blue pants, white striped socks with red and blue coloring. Carolina wins the neutral zone faceoff. Miller shovels it ahead. Svechnikov in deep. Dobish stops it behind the net. Tried to move it up the far wall. It went up the glass, and it's Alexandra Carrier who carries out to center. Hands it off Philip Deneau off to the right circle. Anderson makes a move to get in space. Tried to force it towards the goal. Puck is in the crease. Anderson fishing for it. They score! Out of a scramble! Josh Anderson pokes it in behind Freddie Anderson, and out of a net mouth scramble, Montreal has tied it. Well, it was always going to take something like that for Montreal, you felt, to get another goal and get the equalizer. Josh Anderson carrying in, never got a shot on goal from his first move that got him into the blue paint, but just in a pile of bodies. It's an absolute scramble. Freddie Anderson made one save with the right pad, but the puck was still in the danger zone, and it scrambled in by Josh Anderson, his 4th goal of these playoffs. And it's a brand new ball game with 7 minutes left. We're tied at 2. Montreal controls off the face-off to restart play. Back behind the net, Mike Matheson scales it out to center. That's going to go all the way down, and icing is called.
I thought this was a hockey game, not a ball game, Matthew.
So icing called there against Montreal, but they have found their equalizer. Once again, not a lot of shots on net, just 9 for the game, but 2 of them Forced in behind Freddie Anderson. Carolina wins the offensive zone draw. Martinook helped it onto the back, but it's loose out of the near circle. Matheson took it away. Dobson from behind the net, checked by Stahl, and here comes Montreal ahead. And they've got some numbers here. Over the line, a drop for Matheson. Shoots one off the shoulder of Anderson. Loose putt to the far boards. Jordan Stahl got it to the line, not out. Now it is out. Montreal to tag up. Nick Suzuki will turn it back into the Canadiens zone. Matheson is on it, backpedaling all the way back to the left of his cage, and Dobish. Stankoven gets a bit impatient, forces him out. Ahead for Dockett, stolen by Hall. Taylor Hall, a sharp-angled shot off the side of the goal. Perhaps off the side of the goalpost even, on Dobish's short side. Matheson has it back in the Canadian zone with under 6 to go. Diagonals it in his defensive zone. Dobson ahead, left wing side. Doc over the line, punches it in. Jackson Blake and Zach Bolduc go after it. Puck up the far wall, reached at by Logan Stankoven. Carolina spreads 3 wide. Stankoven tried to chip it over the line. It got deflected back out to center. Keandre Miller scoops it up. Carolina will tag up. Through neutral territory, however, Kirby Doc forces the situation with Taylor Hall, nearly forced a takeaway, and the puck off a stick ends up out of play. 5:31 left in regulation time. Josh Anderson puts it in past Freddie Anderson. Montreal is tied it. It's 2-2. 5.5 left in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final.
I am all for a close game. I'm all for a good game.
Yes.
But for the sake of my sleep schedule, can we wrap it up in the next 5 minutes and 31 seconds? Please. Meanwhile, some more horrendous crashes happening at Ipswich and now at Yarmouth, and that is a post, and that is the wire, and yeah. Superstar.
Oh my lord.
Was that a stuck throttle?
Looked like it, because that was savage.
You do not want that to happen at Yarmouth, because you may notice that it is a wire and post fence,
yes,
not
it
Armco. Yarmouth is the only track in the country still with the old wire and post style fencing. So if you hit a post head on, you'll come into an instant stop.
Instant, he says.
A lot of the drivers don't like it because if in the non-contact formulas and even in the contact formulas, it damages your car a lot more.
I'm sure. It would seem that way.
A couple of drivers getting dumped into turn 1. A car over the sausage curbs goes up in a big way.
Goodness. On fire.
And that was caused by the car going over the sausage curb. And that car got caught on the Armco because, look, it just came to an instant stop.
Carolina fans trying to energize their team here. Twice they've had the lead tonight, only for Montreal to tie it.
Come on, a team, do something, please.
Carolina, of course, held a very brief lead of less than a minute on Thursday night in Game 1. Neutral zone face-off controlled by Montreal. Tried to whack it into the Carolina zone. Instead, it got reversed out, and play has been stopped immediately. As Aho was trying to pick up the loose puck on the near wall. It'll be another neutral zone face-off. 5:24 left, tied at 2. On the line here, Montreal with a win takes a 2-0 series lead heading home. If Carolina wins, it's 1-1. Difference between 1-1 and 2-0 in series like this is everything. Montreal wins the draw and slaps it into the Carolina zone. Puck free outside the near circle to Freddie Anderson's left. Behind the net, Evans plays it back to the right circle. Noah Dobson twisting and turning with it. Puts it along the dasher to the far corner. Seth Jarvis takes it away. He'll skate it out. Ahead for Gostisbehere, who could never get a handle of the bouncing puck. Canadiens can clear. Forced back up the near wall again. Comes to Evans, who's over the line. A little bit of space. Backpedaling left circle all the way across. Shot by Newhook. Stopped by Freddie Anderson. He didn't know where the rebound was. It got behind him into the trapezoid. Board battle out of the near corner. Centering feed right out in front. Demidov could not settle it down. Svechnikov the other way. Chopped it ahead for Jarvis, who shoots in from the line. Wide of Dobish to his right. And the Canadiens will look to establish a breakout. Under 4.5 to go in regulation time of a tie game. Matheson throws it forward. It's intercepted by Slavin as Dobson couldn't handle it. Slavin to the front looking for a tip from Stahl, unavailable. Loose puck out of the corner. Slavin tied up by Dobson. Texier and Blake join the board battle. Dobson able to dig it out. Slavin throws it out in front. Stahl shoots it wide from in tight. Puck free to the far circle. And Noah Dobson attempts to clear for Montreal and does. Puck tumbles between the benches. Carolina scoops up possession in their defensive zone. Slavin whacks it ahead. Gets through Blake all the way down. Lane Hutson for Montreal. Pops it ahead up the right wing, and with a step it's Anderson. Poked away from him by Keandre Miller. Miller guides it on for Blake. Forwarded to the red line, Stankoven, a chip in charge. He and Hudson going after it. Hudson able to avoid a hit. Puck free near corner to the right of Dobish. Hudson guides it up the near wall. Canadiens can clear. Just about 3.5 minutes left. Cole Caulfield with the puck and over the line. A drop on the right wing to Slavkovsky on the circle. Backhands it through the blue paint and out. Puck off the far wall to the line. Struble along wrister through traffic blocked. Carolina can clear. The other direction they come with 3 minutes left. It's 9 ironed in from the red line to the right of Dobish. Carolina off on a change. Hudson up with the puck behind the cage. Just about feels like overtime right now. Tie game with under 3 to go. Feels like next goal wins. Montreal through center from the far red line. It's rifled in. A hard around to the near corner. First one to it for Montreal is Zach Bolduc. He takes a hit from Jordan Martinook, but held onto the puck. Tried to place it up the far wall. It's intercepted. Shot back in by the Hurricanes. Martinook out of the near corner. Tangled up with Alexandre Carrier. Pie slice to the right of Jakub Dobish. 3 Canadiens and 2 Hurricanes in this scrum, dug out by Jankowski. Helped along the far wall. Chatfield a shot on the short side, shielded by Dobish. Jankowski twigs it to the near corner. Martinook whiffed at a centering feed. Tries to get back to it behind the net. He does. Jordan Martinook low to high to the point. Chatfield with space. His long wrister through traffic. Goes out of play off a deflection with 2:06 left. Well, Montreal, they've been buzzing for the last 10 minutes or so. We talked about how they were really starting to pick up the intensity at about the 15-minute mark or so of this period. They wrestled home an equalizing goal. Now can they get a winner and create another comeback victory, which they've had so many of in these playoffs? Face off to the left of Dobish. Montreal wins the draw. Matheson lobs it up and out. Taken over the line, and with space, a shot taken by Texier. Hit a stick and out of play it goes. It'll be an offensive zone face-off for Montreal here. Boy, how things would totally shift in this series if they won the first 2 on the road and then went to their home barn in iconic Montreal, up 2-0. Face off to the right of Freddie Anderson. Puck chopped to the boards. It becomes a board battle outside the far circle. Jankowski up the wall. Just got it out. Carrier, that's William Carrier, running into Lane Hutson. Montreal possesses in neutral territory. Then it's turned over. Hurricanes have it off a Carrier steal. Left wing it over the line. Squeezes down the wall. Stops. Tried to send one to the middle. Instead, came to the side of the goal. Robinson, a sharp angled shot, hit off the side of the cage. Carrier from the near half wall, whisked it in deep. From behind the net, Jankowski through the blue paint and out, looking for a redirect on the back door from Robinson. Miller from the left point, high to low. Jankowski collects outside the right circle. Robinson from the far corner up the wall. Shot from distance, stopped by Dobish through traffic and cleared out. 1:12 left. From the red line at dead center, Keandre Miller winds up and whacks it in hard. Dobish stops it, puts it in the near corner for Noah Dobson. Up the near wall, here come Montreal out to center. From the near red line, a dump into the left of Freddie Anderson. He'll guide it up the near wall where Jake Evans tried to stop it. He could not. Nikolai Ehlers takes it out to center but blew a tire. Alex Newhook grabbed the puck back. Carries over the Carolina line and shoots in. Slavin hard up the near boards. Martinuk tried to tip it out. Demidov held it in. Bouncing puck as we're inside the final minute of regulation time. Outside the dot on the near circle to the left of Freddie Anderson. They wrestle away for the puck. Squirts out to the stick of Demidov. Moves below the goal line. Puts it to the right circle. Evans waits. Looks to the goal. Demidov back up top. Alexandre Carrier with a shot blocked and it ricochets out to center. Inside the final 20 seconds of regulation time. Evans over the line right wing. Waits and shoots. Rubbed out by Chatfield. Carom to the near wall and placed back into the corner. Keandre Miller from behind the net. Moves it up the far glass. Matheson could not hold the zone. Carolina gets it out. 3 seconds and 2 in regulation. Puck into the Hurricane zone. Suzuki from the right circle. From the corner tried to stuff it in from a sharp angle. Anderson keeps it out, and we're going to overtime in Game 2. Carolina outshoots Montreal through 60 minutes, 23-12. But it goes to overtime, tied at 2. After an equalizing goal at 12:51 in the third period from Josh Anderson. Assists from Alexandre Carrier and Philip Deneau. And Game 2 of this Eastern Conference Final will head to an extra period. Next goal wins it. Will it be the next goal to tie the series, or will it be a next goal to send Montreal home up 2-0?
I need sleep. I want sleep. Why is this happening? And also, since it's the Stanley Cup playoffs, isn't it a 15-minute intermission?
It is.
Oh my God. Horrendous crashes. I need you.
I think actually longer than that. I think it's a standard 17-minute.
No.
Because, you know.
Anyway, we have 14 minutes left of horrendous crashes.
That'll get us through it just about. By the way, is there any update from Charlotte at all?
No.
Oh my God. Oh, I do see that it's extremely foggy.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know why we're even trying at this point, but here we are.
Yeah, that's... yeah. Problem is, what are they going to do if none of these races get in and we go to tomorrow and then the Cup race can't get in? And then, as I said earlier in the week to, I think it was Matt White, I don't want to run either of these races on Monday, but in the event that they both get pushed to Monday, which has surely never happened, that they've both been rained out to Monday. Not in my mind has that happened, at least. But if indeed it does, how does Fox and Amazon work together, or do they work together at all, to come up with which race starts when?
What's your work looking like on Monday?
Now, I don't work Monday because it's Memorial Day, thankfully.
Of course it is, yes.
We're all clean. We just don't need anything on a Tuesday.
These horrendous crashes aren't horrendous enough at this current state.
I'm reminded that the mascot is called Split.
Yes.
My goodness. You know, banana split. Get it? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Ha-ha-ha-ha. Good Lord. Anything special planned on the JBM side of things tomorrow, JT, for the 500, or is it just business as normal?
I don't even know at this point. Nothing's been communicated about what part I'm having to live stream with touring cars. I have no idea I'm going into tomorrow blind.
Okay, well,
It would be
that's
nice. It would be nice to know what I'm doing tomorrow. I do not.
okay. Well, that's fun. That's great fun.
Yeah. Oh, and that was just blatant head on.
And it
Back
started,
to the Super Twos.
I can tell you it started raining very hard here. Now, I'm a good hour and a half, 2 hours away from Charlotte, but it's started to rain very hard here.
Yes, these are the Grand Prix midgets. You might recognise.
Oh.
Matthew.
Oh. Turning left. Gotta love it.
Yep.
I like how my weather app tells me conditions for running is poor. Really? You think so? It knows me so well because, I'm such a runner. Also, here we go, JT. I've again just refreshed the weather app, and precipitation chances for Indianapolis tomorrow, when we came on the air, was 50%. Then somehow it went down to 24%. Now it's back up to 50%.
One of the issues with this track is that it gets so dusty you can't see anything.
It's very dusty, and it's not very wide at all. That boy waving the green flag. Why even bother? Oh, I have a countdown clock on my screen, JT, if you can believe it. 10 minutes to puck drop of overtime.
With 9.5 minutes left of this video.
Oh, right across the face of traffic.
Yep, let's just reverse.
Oh, he's reversing into... Of course he is.
Oh, we have more progress on the Northampton bar.
They're not even attempting to make a corner. Thank you for stating that was an onboard replay speedboat TV.
Do you need clarification on that?
I don't think I do, but other people might. So those grass mounds on the infield have now gone. They are no longer there.
Mm.
They got removed at the start of this year to allow speedway bikes to be able to run around the Shellway as well as compass. So now there's speedway on Thursday nights, and then Saturday nights is stock cars. Oh, yep, that was targeted.
Oh, just harpooned him. Oh, very nice touch here by the CW. They're showing the replay of the race from last week. As they do, they have put a small box at the bottom right corner of the screen of the live feed from Charlotte.
Nice.
Seven minutes until overtime begins. T-minus 7 minutes. Covers are still on the cars in Charlotte.
Do we need to do a go, no go poll, Matthew?
Sure.
Commentary. Go. Scoring. Go. Horrendous crashes. Go. TNT. No go. Currently in ad break.
Very good.
Is this Syria R again?
Serie A.
Syria.
We love the Serie A.
Saved. I know. Is this is La Liga? I think that's La Liga. I don't know and I don't care at this point. And I am taking my eyes off of horrendous crashes.
Wow. How long has that O'Reilly broadcast been on JBM?
Let me check for you. $5 hours, 14 minutes, and still 200 people are watching it.
Oh, jeez. Okay, here we go. We're gonna start a poll. I haven't done this in ages. I had to remember how to do it. Here we go. Who wins in overtime?
Ah, hello. NASCAR estimates engines to be refired in 13 minutes.
Wow. Are they really gonna race in the fog? I mean, they raced in like a foggy drizzle at the 2006 Daytona 500 a long time ago.
Of course, you know that.
Why isn't the poll posting? Hello.
Do you want me to do it for you, Matthew?
Well, I've just typed it in. Why is it taking forever to post though? Oh, I think it might be up. Oh, it is. It is up. My goodness.
Right, what happened here in the legends, Matthew?
In the what?
In the legends.
Oh, in the legends. I thought you said leggings, which was well that. Oh, I enjoy how he picked it up so quickly. Just kept on trucking. Or should I say, kept on legending.
Okay.
Wow. Got a bit jacked up there after he first got turned. We've got 4 votes in the poll.
All 4 people are questioning what the hell is going on right now.
JT doesn't care who wins. He just wants it to be over quickly.
Guys! You're meant to go
To the left of the tyres. They are clearly going to the right of the tyres. Track limits are there for a reason.
Actually, we now have 6 votes in the poll. 5 of the votes have been for Montreal. Just 1 vote for Carolina. There's no faith in Carolina here.
And now Matthew will end this broadcast straight away and go try in a corner.
I don't know what you're talking about. Absolutely no idea what you're going on about there.
on Oppo.
That's a high-speed hit.
1300cc stock cars, now the 1400cc stock cars, because all of these stock cars you see here are actually running 1400cc engines, but they were still called the 1300cc stock cars. So what did they do? They changed the name from 1300 to 1400cc stock cars, so the name of the formula actually paired up with the cars they were running.
My God. Oh, and there's a... Wow.
You picked a fine time to leave me loose wheel.
Okay, so
Oh,
wow, he just not even close. Cherry pipes, come on. So they've just returned to Charlotte from the CW. It is so foggy, it's not even funny. I love how there is still 12 laps to go in the stage. I mean, my gosh. Teams are just about to come out of the tunnel. Hurricanes, in fact, have just gotten back onto the ice. As it is time for overtime in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. This is the third overtime game of the playoffs for the Hurricanes. They played in overtime in Game 2 of their first round series against Ottawa. In fact, here's something JT doesn't want to happen tonight. That game went to double overtime.
No.
The goal was scored by Jordan Martinook. And then they played in overtime in Game 4, third overtime game, I beg your pardon. They played in overtime of Game 2 of their second round series against Philadelphia. Taylor Hall scored that goal, and then in Game 4 against Philadelphia, Jackson Blake got the goal. So they are 3-0 this postseason. In overtime is Carolina.
Matthew.
Yes.
This is how my mind went when you mentioned the words double overtime.
Montreal won in overtime in Game 1 against Tampa, then lost Game 2 against Tampa in overtime, then again in overtime in Game 3 they won. So each of the first 3 games that series went to overtime. They won 2 of those 3. Then they lost overtime Game 6, then won in overtime Game 7 against Buffalo. Overtime here underway in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Final. Puck sent into the Montreal zone. It's a board battle to the left of Jakub Dobish. It's a sea of humanity in that corner. It squirts free behind the net. Jordan Martinook banks it out to the line. Jacob Slavin from the left point sends it high to low. Out of the near corner, taken wide of the dot. Ehlers a wheel-around shot just wide. Slavin for the left point, a shot deflected over the top of the cage. Canadiens anxious to clear the puck here. Out of the far corner now behind the net, it's available. Ehlers from the corner. Free towards the right point for Chatfield. Now back to the corner boards yet again. Behind the net, Nick Suzuki from Montreal looks to establish the breakout. Juraj Slafkovsky drops it back again in the far corner of the Montreal zone. Noah Dobson on the puck. Dobson below the goal line, skates forward. He'll snap it out to center. Off a stick, it ricochets to the Carolina line. Demidov rolls it ahead towards the near corner to the right of Freddie Anderson. Puck off the near wall and taken by Andrei Svechnikov. Over the line, a handoff. Aho, rink wide, a shot by Jarvis, blocked. Rebound below the goal line to the right of Dobish. Bounce back this way for Sebastian Aho. Low to high. Walker, a long shot from the line, was blocked, and it caroms out to center. Sean Walker back in the Carolina zone. Starts it out. Svechnikov reaches the red line, makes a zigzagging move over the blue, drop in the right circle, Aho, rink wide of feed, Jarvis a backhander right on, kicked out with a purpose by Jakub Dobish. Canadiens are out to center. Evans hits the brakes from the near red line, diagonals out to neutral territory. Josh Anderson, who had the equalizer for Montreal in the third, shoots in, handled by Anderson around the near boards and out. Puck rolls through neutral territory. Jaden Struble guns it ahead. Anderson over the line right wing. Had his pocket picked by Taylor Hall, who shoots it down the ice off a stick. So no icing as it's all the way down to the left of Jakub Dobish. Carolina on the forecheck. Holds the puck in with Jackson Blake. Near corner. Taylor Hall sends one to the slot. It was behind Gostisbehere. Deflects back to Blake. Gostisbehere again had a tough time handling the pass, and Montreal can clear. Nikishin takes it back all the way into the Carolina zone. Begins to skate forward, shuffles out left wing over red over blue. The rookie defenseman Nikishin carries in deep to the far corner. Had it knocked off his stick by Lane Hudson. Puck is available on the far half wall. Montreal attempting to clear. They do. Out to center. Spun in on goal from the red line. Freddie Anderson frisbees it out. Stretch feed meets Robinson. Robinson tried to make a move from the right circle in. Matheson cut him off brilliantly. Puck to the near corner, bounces around, and the Canadiens are on it. Out to center, it's zinged ahead. Kirby Doc loses the handle. Carolina's on it again. Into the offensive zone, Hall, a drop for Robinson. Back to Jankowski, in deep, William Carrier, side of the goal, spins it through the blue paint and out. Zach Bolduc will knife it out to center. Demidov tried to shoot it in. Chatfield reversed it back. Carolina on the rush. Over the line, bouncing puck, picked up a shot. They score! Crashing down the slot! Nikolai Ehlers scores the game winner for Carolina! The Hurricanes alive and well in the Eastern Conference Final! Ehlers with the ender! And that's why they worked so hard in the offseason to make Nikolai Ehlers a Carolina Hurricane. This series is even at a game apiece. Overtime winner, Nikolai Ehlers. And this series will shift north of the border to Montreal with the Canadiens on the board. Perhaps it's an overtime goal by Nikolai Ehlers that will push and dissolve the Eastern Conference Final curse away from the Carolina Hurricanes. Ehlers scored a brilliant goal in the second period to put Carolina ahead, and the puck found him crashing down the slot in overtime. And from the inside of the right circle, so it wasn't the greatest of angle for him on his forehand to get it off, but he got it off and got it past Jakub Dobish, who played well, extremely well for a second straight game. But Carolina came out of the overtime with all the intensity, and they get the overtime winner. And Nikolai Ehlers has evened the Eastern Conference Final at a game apiece. Hurricanes win it in overtime 3-2 and send the Canadiens home happy and send this series to Montreal tied at 1. You just had a feeling tonight would be different. Not to say that the Hurricanes were always going to win this game, because they certainly had to work incredibly hard for it. But after all of the defensive lapses against this young and fast Montreal team, you just had a feeling that the Hurricanes would look more like the Hurricanes tonight, and they did. The ferocious forecheck, the physicality, finishing checks, pucks to the net, and then limiting Montreal chances. They did all of that tonight. Still had to work overtime, but Ehlers gets the winner. And the Hurricanes have evened the Eastern Conference Final. JT gets what he wishes, a very quick overtime. Good work, JT. Good work.
Thank
there,
you.
JT.
Good news. Engines are refired
Wow.
at Charlotte.
I bet you're not going to go into the JB inbox and call the race, are you?
I am not, but I can hear. I once again say, engines. You heard me like the first time. Engines are refired at Charlotte.
It's going to be the Fog 500. Thank you. Thank you for the golf clap. JT,
You're welcome.
great as always to be with you, despite the challenges that we faced tonight. We had some headwinds. We survived the storm. But the Canadiens did not survive the storm tonight. The Hurricanes overtook them.
someone decided that it would be a good idea to see all of the fog and rain at Charlotte and turn the lights off early because they didn't think we would be getting back underway. Red is withdrawn, field is rolling, back to yellow.
And
It
racing
looks like
will
we're gonna
resume, but guess what? Not on this channel.
Time to go to bed.
Not on this channel. Racing tomorrow, hopefully. Fingers crossed. JT, thanks as always.
Matthew.
Thank you to always for joining us. Busy day tomorrow. Indianapolis 500. If Mother Nature cooperates, we'll be on the air at 11:30. Coca-Cola World 600 after that. We will see you for all of that. But from here in Raleigh, it's a Raleigh-Wood ending. Carolina over Montreal in overtime, 3-2.